the IzzyVerse! Welcome to the IzzyVerse! Back issues bleed through the timeline torn. Silver Age echoes, modern age born. Speculators hunt, chasing that grail. Slab it, grade it, cannon prevails. Bubble screams, ink in my veins. Bullets loaded, continuity chains. Every run, every arc, every bleed. FOMO flames feed the market's greed. Roar slab, the hype is alive. Trending heat keeps the legends revive. Welcome to the IzzyVerse, where the panels break and the stories burst. First appearance, history made. Slab it, grade it, immortal past. The IzzyVerse, canon forge in a universe cursed. From golden to modern, the story survives through the bleed of the page. It stays alive. Flip that spec, pump and dump dreams. Holy grail whispers, tear at the seams. Market spikes in the rumor mill's breath. Crossovers ink the line of death. Footnotes trace the collector's code. White pages pure in a mylar hold. Investment grade, sealed in a tomb. But the panels still scream, they boom. Back issue fire, collector's sin. Every variant cover pulls you back in. Welcome to the IzzyVerse, where the panels break and the stories burst. First appearance, history made. Slab it, grade it, immortal pain. IzzyVerse, canon forged in a universe cursed. From golden to modern, the story survives through the bleed of the page. It stays alive. Flip it, press it, spec it, grade it. Canon's eternal, you can't escape it. KSU, arc eternal, bleed through you. Welcome to the IzzyVerse, where the panels break and the stories burst. First appearance, history made. Slab it, grade it, immortal pain. IzzyVerse, canon forged in a universe cursed. From golden to modern, the story survives through the bleed of the page. It stays alive. Flip it, press it, spec it, grade it. Canon's eternal, you can't escape it. KSU, arc eternal, bleed through you. Welcome to the IzzyVerse, where the panels break and the stories burst. First appearance, history made. Slab it, grade it, immortal. Welcome to the IzzyVerse, canon forged in a universe cursed. From golden to modern, the story survives through the bleed of the page. It stays alive. It's more than a run. It's the crossover you can't outrun. The IzzyVerse lives on.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
I can hear you.
Good.
So now we're going to do this again. Let's make sure I can hear you because I know exactly what it is. Oh, I can hear you. Let me make sure this have. Okay, how about now? Speak.
Hi.
There we go. Actually, I was hearing you from my tablet. My tablet's on because I could see the chat. What's going on, Cliff?
God, silence the tablet. I have us on a separate window and I silence it. I can hear it.
You know what it is that there's been a couple of things going on here and there. I've been working here, been working there. It's been a very, very, very busy day, and the tablet still played. It decided it wanted to play, so I gotta make sure this tablet is on silent. Oh, now I can hear myself.
Nerdy Geek says he only hears me.
He only hears you?
That can't be right.
Yeah, because you can hear me.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me? Because I heard me on the tablet.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's playing.
Okay. There's a smiley face there. But speaking of which, what's going on, Cliff? How you doing?
I'm living my life. You know, we're here. I only choose to hear Cliffy. Oh
wow. Go. Thanks, Nerdy Geek. But he also heard a rumor that I was at MegaCon.
They must have confused it with another light-skinned, loud Puerto Rican who's short.
I'm not that short.
You're short enough. You're not DJ Link short, but you're short enough.
I'm not short. So I consider myself in that average, like right in the borderline of short and taller. I'm not tall. I'll admit to that. I'm not a tall guy. But, you know, I'm 5'8". I think 5'8's good. Like once you get to like 5'6" and lower, that's when you're really short.
5'8" is tall for the 1926 New York City census.
So I'll accept that.
You're the perfect height for 1926.
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm fine with that. I got DVH's in the house. What's going on, DVH? How's it going, my man? Who? Also, we got Kenneth Bird. Hi to you, my good friends. All right, as he says, he only hears Cliffy. I like how he says Cliffy. Mike is also in the house. I hear both Cliff and Izzy.
Thank you, Mike.
Not everybody's like, hear you both. I don't know if that. I'm average height 5'1". Wow, Nerdy Geek, you're 5'1". Wow. And what's this? Hashtag boner alert. Oh, DJ, I don't know what's going on there. Well, I'm gonna see.
I hope it's me. I hope it's because
I'll see DJ tomorrow morning, so we'll see what's up. Yeah, let's see what else we got here. Okay, there was a guy named Mizzy who was claiming to be the Mouse King, who was in MegaCon. That is actually pretty funny. All right,
that sounds right.
And there's Garth Wong. What's going on? We got a lot of stuff going today. So today is a fun show. Today's actually we're gonna be doing. There's a lot, there's a lot to talk about. Like there was breaking news that came out today.
Okay, first of all, we're not gonna say what breaking.
It's breaking. It's breaking.
It is breaking, but it's not that breaking.
That's if it comes out on the day, it's called breaking news.
No, okay, fine, it's breaking news, but you made it sound like it's like epic. It's like
epic. It's sanity. It's cats and dogs living together.
It's everything I complain about. I have been bitching about this for months, and everyone, you all treat me like some kind of pariah when I bring these topics up.
DJ Links has started the $5. Thank you so much, DJ. Let's throw this in there, man. DJ, you get to pick the first icon of the day. So, all right. So we got here our 4 icons as follows. We got some guy in the top. All right. Actually, you tell me what these icons look to you, since I know what they are.
Okay, up top, it looks like Cyclops. On the bottom, it looks like Image Comics. To my right, it looks like a werewolf, possibly, or a furry. And to my left, it looks like the Lord of the Rings-ish kind of thing is going on.
Okay, all right. So DJ gets to pick his first one. He chose the Tina Turner icon. I think I know which was the Tina Turner icon. Are we gonna say it's the one with the red circle?
I think so.
All right, we're gonna pick that one. All right, so we're adding to the box. For those of you who don't know how this works, it works very simple. If you leave a super chat of any size, you will get a choose one of the icons. The final icon is the middle icon with the logo, and that's the biggest prize of the bunch. All these were going to be included into the rack pack, which we are going to draw. I think we're going to do it next week, since we got a 5-week month. So yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. So we're gonna add in our first book, and I will say it is a banger because it is Invincible Universe Battle Beast issue number 7, the Todd McFarlane. That's right, I said it, McFarlane. And that
Battle
was this one
Beast.
right here. I thought this was a bit of a sleeper. Not a lot of people clamored for this one, but this is a great color. Todd did a really good job on this one. So,
It's interesting that you say that because I feel like most people were aware of it.
I don't think, but it wasn't like hyped up as other books were in some way. So,
Yeah,
and
I
I
mean,
don't know.
that's
I don't
true.
know I don't know how many were purchased and stuff like that. It did sell out. I know that much. It did sell out where I was at. So there's that. Give me 1 second. Yes. My wife is asking for my phone. She's gonna check to see if I have any call. What do you want me to log in for? Because of Crystal? My niece is asking for something.
Of course.
Yeah, she is. She's chowing down on my stuff. I don't think it's here. Yeah, because I haven't logged into this one. So I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm online. She wants to know my Disney password.
Oh, that's very important for every. That's important in every family. Let's be clear. Jeez, good
Yeah.
Lord.
All right, so we got to do that. That's our first one in the batch. So we already got the battle. So it was like it's kind of a beast. That's what I was going for here. It's a beast. All right, so now we got the other 3. So we'll talk about that. But it's a packed house. We got a lot to talk about today. Let's get right into it. Let's go into the headlines for today because we got some news to talk about. And the news, the big news, the news of epic proportions.
You're exaggerating, and anyone who did see this coming, I told you so. Okay, and get some basic education in your life.
No more CBCS. You heard it here first, guys. At least you heard it
I'm
here
like,
live.
I doubt you heard it here first, but if
I'm saying you've heard it here live first in the show. I'm breaking this news right now as we speak. It's the first time you hear it at a 7 p.m. show that is live talking about comic books on YouTube. This is the first time we hear about it. So,
okay.
So Beckett.com put up this article today. It's recent updates about CBCS. And yes, founded in 2014, CBCS quickly became a trusted resource for comic collectors seeking professional grading and authentication. Since then, CBCS has helped preserve and document countless comics across the hobby. As we look ahead, we're increasing our focus on investment in the core Beckett brand and our broader grading capabilities. This includes continued development on our trading card and autograph authentication services, along with ongoing hiring and team expansion across key areas of the business. These investments are focused on improving turnaround times, enhancing the customer experience, and strengthening the long-term value we provide to collector. As part of our strategy to focus on Beckett brand, we made the challenging decision to shut down CBCS. I wonder why. Effective April 17th, so we still got some time. Those new submissions will no longer be accepted. All existing orders and any submissions received by that date will continue through the grading process as normal. The CBCS population report will remain available, allowing collectors to continue researching graded comics data and census information. Previously graded CBCS comics will remain fully documented within the database. Yeah, it's going to go to PSA. We're grateful to the collectors, creators, and team members who helped build CBCS into a respected part of the comic collecting community. Their contributions will continue to carry forward as we invest in the future of Beckett and the services we provide to creators. Isn't that a nice way of saying, yeah, we were sold and we're done?
Yeah, that's a lovely way of saying it. You
Mhm.
know, that's a lovely way of saying go get your stuff done at PSA and expanding. Like, yeah, we're gonna expand PSA and maybe someone have a job at the end of the week.
Oh
know?
my goodness.
I mean, CBCS was bought by Beckett, who was bought by collectors who already bought PSA, you know? So it's just insane how we go from little fish, bigger fish, monster fish, you know? At the end of the day, evil corporate hedge funds, and y'all don't listen to me. We are losing transparency nonstop, even over the smallest things like comics, and it is just so frustrating. And for all of you who are like, oh, this, that, and the other thing, yeah, guess what? Now you are caught between PSA and CGC, not despite PSA having a fabulous slab, and I'll give that to them. Both of them,
Wait. Say that again. Say what you just said.
despite PSA having a fabulous slab, and I will give you that.
Wait, didn't you just said you didn't like the slab?
I do not like the label.
Oh, now you're gonna go with label. You said
I have always said I don't like the
I have
label.
to go back.
I have
and try to
always
check-
no. Do it.
It's kind
do
of
it.
hard right now, but we'll find it.
Do it. I stand by my word. So I have always hated the label. Dave, my friend, Dave Okanga, he gave me the swimsuit issue that is PSA. That's my first and only PSA as of right now. Okay. And I said repeatedly, it's a good, strong slab, but I hate the label. Right?
The slab is strong. And it's heavy as heck.
I am on record for when the CEO for CGC came out and said, we pride ourselves in being the best and having the best slabs. And I said, how dare this man be so arrogant and cocky? Okay. After collectors announced that they bought basically bought CBCS.
This
All
has
right.
been the year of monopolies.
It is the year of monopolies, okay? And we have, and basically we have monopoly lovers all up in it.
Okay. Nerdy Geek Comics LLC believes in total transparency and is a veteran-owned small business that is bleeding money.
As is Cliff on Comics. Well, I'm not a veteran,
but you're not.
But I am an LGBTQ and Latino-owned group.
But you're not an LLC, are you?
You don't know that.
You okay?
You don't know what I got. You don't know what I got planned.
Oh, plan. I didn't say what you got planned. I'm saying what you got.
Well, no, you don't know what I got, and you don't know what plans I have planned.
My plans are for you to prosper. We got Rattlesnake in the house. What's going on, Rattlesnake?
Rattlesnake.
But I will admit this news comes at no surprise to anybody, really. Joking around all aside, there's no surprise in this. We knew it was coming. It was bound to happen. I'm more surprised that it happened this quickly. You know what I mean? Yeah. They made it seem like they were going to work on it for a while.
Yeah, no.
And I love how there's no word from PSA. I'm sure there's going to be something from PSA sooner or later that's going to come out, because this is totally a PSA move. PSA is like, oh, yeah, we're going to keep CBCS. They're going to be doing their thing. Poof. What, 2 months? Maybe even less? 2 months, right? It was about 2 months ago that the announcement was made that they bought it. And now it's kaput. Goodbye. So it was nice having you, CBCS. Sure, you're coming back. I believe you.
It's just sad.
Are you willing to put money back that they're coming back?
No one is willing to do something that stupid. And whoever is, I'm gonna
get the Kalshi app. What is the Kalshi app? And I'm gonna bet on CBCS coming back. Odds are 1,000,000 to 1. Anyway, it is something. But let's talk about something that's really cool. That I want to address. That's going to be fun to talk about, which is definitely news for today, because I don't know if you know, but today there's going to be a show that's dropping today. Do you know what it is?
Is it C Bizzle's new show?
Oh no, but that'll be cool.
Oh, yeah, no, C Bizzle's new show is tonight, everybody.
Oh,
Go
there you
check
go.
out Couch and Slouching with C Bizzle.
Yeah. Oh, the return of Couching with Slouching with C Bizzle.
No, it's an all new live show.
Oh, congratulations, C Bizzle.
Yes, I'm very proud.
What time are we doing? We're gonna plug it in for him.
It's at 8 p.m.
So after you finish watching my show, you go to C Bizzle, okay? And give him love. We got Tate Prime also in the house. What's going on? Hey, Izzy, aloha, Cliff, aloha, chat.
Tate.
He gave you an aloha.
Aloha.
You know, I haven't even talked about it, but did you see The Rock in Moana?
Yeah.
What do you think about the hair?
Yeah. It's not horrible, but it's weird.
It doesn't look right. Anyway, Daredevil Born Again releases on Disney Plus. It's actually releasing tonight, from my understanding, at 9 p.m. We have the breakdown as follows. So let's take a look at this. So we have a total of 8 episodes, and there's something really cool that comes in the end. So today's episode is going to be titled The Northern Star, followed by next week we got Shoot to the Moon, and that's going to be a 2-episode event. Shoot to the Moon followed by Scales of the Sword, then Gloves Off, The Grand Design, Requiem, The Hateful Darkness, and then the final episode is going to be called The Southern Cross. I notice how the first episode is called The Northern Star, and the last episode's called The Southern Cross. What do you think?
I'm concerned with the references, you know. But yeah, right now I'm also concerned that the episode titles sound more exciting than the show may actually be. It's like that.
I heard from the grapevine, from certain sources that came out that seen it, said that it's very action heavy.
But that doesn't necessarily mean good.
If it's action, you know, people are gonna like it.
Yeah, I know, but that, you know, all right, we'll see. But I don't know how much they can make up for.
We also got Lefty. Where is Lefty? I just had his name there. Pop. There you go. Lefty's in the house. Lefty Substances. What's going on? All right. His hair looks silly in the first 2 scenes. The action scene in the movie, his hair looks good. Okay, he's talking about Moana.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the other thing that's interesting that they put as part of Daredevil Born Again. Punisher One Last Kill. They came up with the title for the Punisher show, which is another thing that I am super excited for, because now we have a poster and a title for the Punisher one-shot show, which is coming immediately after Daredevil is over. So once Daredevil, the last episode of Daredevil comes in, the following week, we're going to get the Punisher One Last Kill.
And then Spider-Man, brand new game.
And then Spider-Man, and then is Vision Quest supposed to come out before Doomsday?
I don't know. You know, you act like I care enough to pay attention anymore.
I do pay attention to these things.
I pay attention that they exist, but that's it. It's over. Everyone can.
You came in with some fire today. What's going on, bro? I'm just a messenger here. You know what I'm saying?
People can live in all the denial that they want. Okay, but superhero fatigue and burnout absolutely took place. I am definitely on the receiving end of it. The last time that I did anything significant that was like, oh, I got to get on that. I got to be there. I got to be in the theater. Oh, I got tickets to a premiere that's 2 weeks before anybody else, was Superman. And that was it. And that was lovely. It was truly lovely, and it was special to me. You know,
you've had a little break. There's been a little break since.
I've had a little break, but it's not over. Burnout and fatigue is something that takes months or years to recover from.
I'm ready. I'm ready for Daredevil. I've been missing stuff. Like, we got Wonder Man, which is great because it got renewed for a second season.
And it got renewed for a second series. Who saw that coming? Who saw that?
Apparently not Disney Plus, because they dropped it all in one shot.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that they did not think that this was going to be great. And then they're like, wow.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's like, we told you it was pretty good. All right. So, yep. Punisher One Last Kill, because it's going to be PG-13. No, sirree, it's not. I saw that. Confused about the name. One Last Kill. So wait. quitting Punisher, killing. No, it's supposed to be a play on words. I take it, and yes, it's gonna be rated M. So, and there goes coming in, going for the Cyclops.
Indeed.
Going for the Cyclops, and of course, it's X-Men 26. It's the Derek Chew variant.
Very Street Fighter versus X-Men or Marvel versus Capcom.
We're adding this one into the pack right there. There you go. So we got to. Did I say what the big prize is?
No, I don't think you did.
No, I didn't. I didn't announce that. Right. So the big prize is definitely a signed book. I'll leave it at that, and it's an exclusive.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. There it goes. That's obviously Bender or RoboCop. He does have it all the way, right? It's going all the way. All right.
Maybe.
It's a cupcake.
It's a cupcake? Oh, that's upsetting.
It looks like an ice cream cone, and it could look like an ice cream cone some way. Yeah.
I know other things that look like an ice cream cone that are not an ice cream cone.
Oh gosh. Izzy sign a book for the big. Yes, I signed a book for a big prize because I'm certified with CGC, but I'm not certified with CBCS. But it doesn't matter anyway, so who cares? All right.
Exactly.
Going back to what we were talking about here with the Punisher. Do we have a synopsis for the Punisher show? I don't think there is one. Right? It just says that he's reprising the role, and this is the teaser poster. It's gonna be rated MA. So I'm excited for that. Here's our last topic of discussion before we get into our main attractions for the day. There was a trailer that came out this week. Did you get to see that?
The brand new day trailer?
Poof. Did you know that it crossed 1 billion views?
Mm-hmm. Because people are starved for Spider-Man. That part is true.
So is that superhero fatigue?
No, because everybody loves Tom Holland and they love Zendaya, and deep down we all love Spider-Man. So like it kind of works.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. I was watching someone today, and he was talking about how I don't think there's anybody out there that does not like Spider-Man. Who do you know someone that doesn't like Spider-Man? And I'm talking about Spider-Man. I'm not talking about the actors or anything like that.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the character Spider-Man. He's the most likable superhero in the world.
Yeah.
More so than Batman, more so than Superman or anybody else. That if there's someone in the chat that doesn't like Spider-Man, let me know. And like I'm talking about the character Spider-Man. I'm not talking about the actors that played him or TV shows or things like that. I'm talking about the character, right? So 1 billion views is a big deal. So here's the question. Will it break 2 billion in the box office?
Oh, it's not going to break 2 billion.
Why not?
You know, because it just won't. Why should it?
Well,
all right. Breaking 1 billion, sure.
Okay.
Again,
but the last movie went 1.9 bill. It almost made 2. And if it would be re-released, I guarantee you it hit 2 billion. If it
they did a re-release. They did a re-release on that.
If they do another one, people will go see it.
Well, I don't know. If they feel like pulling a James Cameron, then sure.
Well, but Marvel's going to do it too with Endgame. They're going to re-release Endgame in September, and they're going to add footage.
Of course, they're going to add footage. You got to get butts and seats.
Yeah, just so that that could take over James Cameron. What, Avatar 2 is the last one? Because Avatar 3 didn't make it.
Avatar 3 didn't make it. Avatar 3 isn't even out yet.
No, Avatar 3 is out. Where you at?
Is it?
It's 3 was the last one, bro. Where you at?
I don't know. Is that the one with the fire?
That's Fire and Ash. Yeah, that's 3.
Oh, that's 3. All right, let's see. Let's go check that out.
It's less than 2 billion. It didn't hit 2 billion.
And I know, but it still went over 1 billion. It's
because it's guaranteed. Because when you sell your tickets at 30 a person, of course you're gonna hit 1 billion.
Also, I'm not crying for that shit. I'm not crying for them. You know, whatever.
All I'm saying is, do you think Spider-Man brand new day can hit 2 billion? I say it can now.
It could.
I say it will. I say this will be a $2 billion movie. Okay, well, with Doomsday hit $2 billion.
Maybe.
Come on, don't give me variables. Give me a yes or no.
No,
Do it.
I don't know. I don't know. No. You know, like of the two, I think Spider-Man has a better chance.
Then Avengers?
Yeah.
Even though we're getting all the X-Men back, we're getting what? No.
Yeah.
No.
Other than
I refuse it. I refuse to believe you.
Other than Robert Downey Jr., what else? Who else is luring people to that movie? What
Are you serious? Are you serious?
I am.
Are you serious?
I am.
All right. The chat could give you the answer, but before we
Chat,
do that,
tell me if I'm right, baby. Hi, Los Cruces.
Oh, he's back in New Mexico. He left Nueva Mexico. Good seeing you, Las Cruces. Did you see his package, man? He posted his package.
Tom's package?
No, my package.
Yeah. No, that was lovely.
I didn't realize how much stuff I sent the guy.
No, I thought you were talking about that photo editor and Tom Holland's package. I'm sorry.
Oh, Tom.
Because I was all over that news. That was breaking news.
Anyway, enough of that. Oh my goodness. So
I want to know.
Let me know.
Please.
I want to know from you guys. Is Spider-Man going to outperform Avengers Doomsday? My answer is it will not.
Yeah, but I also want to know from the chat. I also want to know.
Tape Prime says yes.
Yeah, look, Tape Prime says I want to know who's fired up for Avengers Doomsday, or if you're all tepid. I think people are tepid.
I think for what we saw so far, there's not that much, but it's still we're months away. We're like what, 8 months away now.
Izzy, let's be very honest, okay? As we approached Avengers Infinity War, right? Nearly everything you watched,
hey, Christina.
Nearly everything you watched in the Marvel Universe was leading up to that film. And Endgame was the ever magnificent payoff, right? Yeah. Doomsday is a bridge of a bunch of hot mess projects. All right. It does not carry with it the same weight that Infinity War did. All right. Okay. They're gonna have a problem getting butts in seats. And
I don't think they're gonna have a problem getting butts in seats. They're gonna be.
They're gonna have They are.
I think the bigger problem is going to be, can they perform in the same magnitude as they did in the other movies? I agree. I don't think it's gonna outperform Endgame as far as dollars. I do believe the movie is gonna be a $2 billion movie though.
No,
and I think it's gonna outperform Spider-Man.
No, because again, we got Tom Holland, we got Zendaya, we got everybody. Everybody loves them individually, loves them together. People love Spider-Man. You've got
all the X-Men returning. You got RGJ.
No one cares other than
you got the Chris's. The Chris's are coming back. Captain America is coming back.
But for all we know, he'll die in 3 minutes into the movie.
He ain't dying in 3 minutes, bro.
You don't know.
He's not gonna die in 3 minutes. You're not gonna bring him back.
They could.
That'd be the easiest paycheck, though. I'll give you that much.
It would be a fantastic paycheck for all of them.
But he ain't dying. You got the Fantastic Four.
A ton of people will watch Spider-Man that will not watch Doomsday. Spider-Man has transcended the MCU. Yes, I agree.
The X-Men have returned 30 times.
They really have. Exactly.
What's going on, Raider Nation?
I am telling you, Izzy.
And Christina Payne is there for Pedro.
Of course she's there for Pedro, but I'm just saying. Look.
Meanwhile, Nerdy Geek is all ready for Dune 3.
Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, Izzy, you are misreading the room on Avengers Doomsday.
There is nobody in my room.
Metaphorically speaking, cabron.
I got yelled at by my daughter. Hi, honey. I will. I'll calm down. I'm not sure.
Is she with me on this, or is she telling me to calm down too?
No, she's telling me, can you stop yelling?
Does she know who you do Tuesday nights with?
I know, right?
Every night until like 12 a.m.
Not till 12 a.m.
Sometimes, yes.
It's only Tuesdays. Okay. All right, I'm live, honey. The door is shut. I got yelled at.
When you do Cover Price Mondays, I know you're up till midnight. I know.
Well, I do Cover Price on Monday. Speaking of Cover Price, thanks for the nice little transition. Guess where I'm going to be?
On Cover Price tonight?
No, not tonight. I'm not doing that tonight.
Are you going to be there sometime this week? Wednesday, Thursday?
On Thursday, I'm heading to, I'm going to try to head to Chicago because I'm going to see 2E2, and I'll be hanging out with Cover Price all weekend long. We're going to be at the special panel that's starting at 4 p.m. in Chicago, C2E2 panel S402A. We're going to have a special conversation with the one, the only Jenny Frizon. And it's going to be a special gift for those in attendance. It's going to be a lanyard, and she has some really cool things as well. There's going to be giveaways and a whole bunch of stuff. I'll be there. We got a great weekend plan with Cover Price. And yes, I will be doing some recordings, maybe some live streams, all that good stuff. So make sure you check out my channel on Thursday. Not Thursday. We're really starting on Friday or stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Cliff is dropping some language. I got to curb him. It's not like we could do the.
Well, I was fine. Look, I used a word that was PG-13 accessible.
Yeah. Yeah, but no one's talking about Supergirl.
I'm talking about Supergirl. Do you know what movie I'm looking forward to this year? I am looking forward to Supergirl. And Spider-Man. I'm looking forward to them.
What about Clayface?
I don't care.
Wow.
Do you want to know my biggest problem with Clayface? Other than how dare you make a separate entity from a Bat film, number one. But also, you are not using our man Alan, okay? You're not using Alan Tudyk, who you've used to do Clayface twice.
But you have said you were going to do that too, right? Wasn't that the line? Wasn't that the line from James Gunn that he said?
Yes, he did.
If you are playing the character, if you're voiceovering the character, you're going to be the character in the show. And now let's throw it out the window. So I want to see a trailer. Once a trailer comes, that's when I'll get more hyped on it. I have not seen a trailer.
But right now, I want you to know my hype is zero. Do you know what else I'm hype about? Season 4 of Invincible. Okay.
Have you been watching it already?
I watched the first 3 episodes. I love it. All right. Invincible, even its weakest season, which I want to say is season 2, even that I still love it. It has delivered for me every time.
Cool. All right. Okay, it's time to cool down a little bit. So we'll come back to this later. Okay. We still have we got 2 down, right? We need 2 more to get to the last one. All right. We're going to cool things down a little bit. So our good friend Cliff is going to calm down because we are going to talk about something serious. Unfortunately, it comes with sad news. In case you haven't heard the news, we did lose a lot of people this last week, right? So we did lose a lot of people. The actress, I don't have her name, but
Valerie Perrine.
Thank you so much. Who played Mrs. Textmacher has passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, how's his name? Nick Brendahan from Buffy.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I believe his name.
I can't get his name for the life of me all of a sudden.
Yeah, he passed away as well. We'll definitely talk a little bit about Chuck Norris later. And one name that kind of like just came out of nowhere, and he actually passed away earlier this
Nick
month.
Brendan. That's it.
Nick Brendan. Thank you. He passed away as well. But one person that we're going to focus our attention on today that recently passed away is the great Sam Kieth. So we're gonna dedicate this time frame for Sam Kieth. We're gonna do a creator spotlight like we've done before in the past. We're gonna look over at a couple of comic books that he's done, and really the mark he left on this industry, especially in the 90s. So with that being said, I'm going to just take this off the screen for a little bit. So we're going to take this opportunity now to do a creator spotlight, and we're going to focus our attention on the great, and yes, I did say great because he was great, Sam Kieth.
Absolutely.
All right. Let me go ahead and put the chat here so I can see the chat there. So Sam Kieth is someone that he was a superstar artist in the 90s. He was big in the 90s, and it was very interesting because to me he was very different from everybody else. He had a very unique style. Um, Made famous by comic books like Sandman, and I think more importantly, Marvel Comics Presents was his breakout performance. And then he broke out of that and joined the Image gang. He was part of the second wave of Image artists that came in, and he created a character by the name of the Maxx, which became believe it or not, it actually became a cult icon largely because of MTV.
Absolutely.
And the cartoon that came from it. So we're going to take this opportunity to talk a little bit more about Sam Kieth, but one of the things we're going to address is really a little bit about who he was. So I got a little bio here that I'm going to read out loud, and you have some credits that are there already that we'll look at and we'll talk a little bit about. But Sam Kieth was a comic book artist and writer known for his style that broke away from the traditional look of superhero comics and leaned heavily into emotion, atmosphere, and raw expression. Born in 1958, Kieth began his career in the early 80s, working on smaller independent titles and taking on inking roles to get his foot in the door. His first published work appeared in Primer number 5 in 1983. Like many artists of his era, he built his foundation behind the scenes before stepping into the spotlight. His breakthrough came when he illustrated the first 5 issues of The Sandman, working alongside Neil Gaiman. Those early issues helped establish the dark and surreal tone of the series. While other artists will go on to continue the title, Kieth's work laid the visual groundwork for what would become one of the most important comic series of all time. Around the same period, Kieth brought his unique style to Marvel Comics, contributing to Marvel Comics Presents with a memorable Wolverine run and illustrating the Incredible Hulk 368. His take on these characters stood apart from the polished superhero look of the time, focusing more on mood and psychological intensity than traditional action. In 1993, Kieth fully stepped into his own creative space with the creation of the Maxx. Published through Image Comics, the Maxx blended reality, trauma, and surreal storytelling in a deeply personal way. The series became a cult classic and was later adapted into an MTV animated show, solidifying Kieth's reputation as one of the most original voices of the decade. Kieth's artistic influences came from a wide range of sources outside the standard superhero mode. He drew inspirations from cartoonists like Bill Watterson, whose expressive character emphasized emotion and movement, as well as underground artists like Richard Corbin, known for his organic forms and starker storytelling. He also was influenced by expressionist art, including the work of Egon Schiele, I believe that's how you say that. I may say his name wrong, which can be seen in his raw, sometimes distorted figured work. Another key comparison is horror legend Bernie Wrightson. While Wrightson's work was detailed and structured with focus on classical horror illustration, Kieth took a looser, more abstract approach. Both artists share a commitment to atmosphere and motion, but Kieth pushed further into surrealism and psychological storytelling, often allowing his lines and forms to feel unfinished in a way that added to the mood. Throughout his career, Kieth continued to create personal, creator-driven stories with titles like Zero Girl, For Women, and Batman Secrets. His work consistently explored themes of identity, trauma, and perception, often blurring the lines between reality and imagination. Sam Kieth passed away in March 2026 at the age of 67. His legacy lives on through a body of work that challenged expectation and show that comics could be as emotional and experimental as any other form of art. Okay. With that said, as you can see here, he broke in with Primer, which we'll talk about in a minute. I remember him, like what stood out for me was Marvel Comics Presents. That's when I took notice of Sam Kieth. I didn't read Sandman. I got into Sandman much later in my adulthood, but it was Marvel Comics Presents where he was actually the cover artist. He was the rare cover artist of that time, and when it came to his style, there was something so different about it. Like it was definitely dynamic. It was definitely exciting, but it was so far. It was different, especially when it came to anatomy and things like that. I definitely see the influences of Bernie Wrightson and Richard Corbin in his art style, like a million miles away. Um, and when it comes to all the other stuff that he's done, and Bill Watterson's, Calvin and Hobbes, you can see that in expressionism and his styles. He had a way of drawing women that I really like because he drew women like thick. There were no skinny girls in his comics, but but he also had to deal with. His legacy was based on emotional realism, loose sketch line work, and it was really surreal. I know you mentioned to me how he was. You weren't like a huge fan of his, but at the
not of his artwork, but of his storytelling.
But when it comes to it, we're going to talk a little bit about both. But when it comes to his art style, what's your take on his art style?
Well, okay, so it's very 90s, but different. So all these 90s creators really did the breaking panel, bleeding through the page, bleeding through moments thing, right? And he did that too. But his was just like a messier, more abstract tone, which I wasn't into. But what I was into is how he used it to set a tone. When he would break structure, it was so that you are as disoriented as a reader as the main character. And specifically, I'm talking about Zero Girl, which is my favorite of his. And I feel like that's the one no one talks about, everybody ignores. Yeah. That's like his art house film project, And and he did it in the Maxx. I actually, because I also made a list of like favorite Maxx issues, right? And I think 3, 4, and 13 were some of my favorites, right? And all of them focus either on the Outback or the psychology of the lead characters, right? And I thought, and I just feel like it's so brilliant because, like, again, I'm not really attracted to his artwork, but he's such a strong storyteller that it really didn't matter to me, And you gotta have a hell of a story for me to kind of ignore your artwork. And I at this point in time, it's like him and Mignola's Hellboy. Yeah. Like they're in their own little category.
And they're very like their art style is completely different from each other in that way, but they're similar in the horror theme of it all. When it comes to their style, it is 63. Thanks for catching that.
Black Spider.
For me, it was the art. Of course, it was the art. I didn't get a chance to read Zero Girls. I got a chance to see it. Unfortunately, it's not going to be in this list here. You would have told me, I would have put it in the list.
Well, we were. I don't know. I'm busy. More. You asked me stuff. I threw stuff at you.
There are plenty of books that we're going to go over. Some of which you may know, some of which you may not know. What's really interesting enough here, and I'll tell you this right now, is that his collection of books are not as expensive. In fact, some of them you could get from a dollar bin.
Yep.
I hate when I say that because I feel like he deserves more than that.
He does.
Because of how different his style is. But at the same time, he focused a lot of his work on one shots or limited series that were just to him. It was like, okay, you have this character, do what you want with it. And some people, because it's not continuity based, it doesn't really get that same love that the other books get. You know what I mean? They're kind of like self-contained. They're in their own world. It doesn't have any first appearances, or they do, but they're not characters that people go out crazy for, and things like that. So let's go ahead and start things off with his first title. And that's Comic Gold Primer number 5. That came out in 1983. High sale of this book is $2,499, so $2,500 really. That was in March of 2023. The last sale of the book was $95, very fine. The book goes for about $77 and a fine. That's the average fair market value. $344 and 9.4 is the average. We have 254 copies in the census. This is pretty interesting because it appears that the name the Maxx was always in his mind, because it's the first appearance of Maxx the Hare. Which it was a prototype of Sam Kieth's creator-owned character, the Maxx. When I saw this, I was like, similar to Todd McFarlane, similar to Eric Larson. They had their characters already planned out before Image was even formed out. And he had the same thing going on here. So I thought that was an interesting thing on that. As far as Primer goes, I didn't get a chance to look at the interiors of Primer, but I am curious to see because his style always existed in the same way. Obviously, his work dramatically improved over time in a very different approach. But I thought it was interesting when I saw that. It was something that just stood out to me as like, oh, cool. Again, another book that the high sale obviously is expensive, but it's not exactly an expensive book. Under $100.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you could get a fine copy under $100. That's excellent.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Next book in our list is Adolescent Radioactive Black Belt Hamsters 3D. That's a mouthful. Issue number 4. This came out in 1986 for Eclipse Comics. We have a high raw sale of $10. That was November 2025. And the last sale of this book actually happened not that long ago. Obviously, with the news, I'm sure things were happening. People were hearing it. $4 at a very good. Raw goes for $6 fine. There are no graded copies in the census that we know of. It's his first cover art. And it's Santa. And
the Ninja Rats, or whatever they are.
They're the adolescent radioactive
hamsters.
Well, obviously, it's a take on the Teenage Mutant Turtles. It has to be. And thank you, Black Spiders. We're gonna go back to it, so don't go anywhere. Well, once we finish this, we'll go back to what we have left. Okay. I just thought that was funny that this is his first cover.
I like it.
Again, get it for $6 if you find it.
Even 10.
Heck, I'll call for 20 for this thing just to say I had it. Just his first cover art. That's crazy. But that goes to show you how some people are. Everybody's going crazy looking for, Jim Lee's or Todd McFarlane's. Meanwhile, you got a guy like Sam Kieth who was amazing during his time. And his first cover is $6.
That's incredible.
Right? All right. Our next book in our list is Infinity Inc. 49. This came out in 1987 for DC Comics. This I thought was interesting. All right. It is the high sale of this book is $11 raw. That was in February of 2023. Last sale of this book was also $3. It goes for about $3. There's no graded books in the census, but this is the first appearance of Sandman, not the Sandman that we knew before or the Sandman that we follow after, but Hector Hall and Garrett Sanford from New Earth. It's also his first comic with DC Comics. He did do the inks.
Yep.
But I found it interesting that he did the inks for a title called Sandman, with a Sandman in it.
Yeah.
Knowing that he will be doing a Sandman with Neil Gaiman in the future, 2 years later. I thought that was very interesting. Maybe coincidental?
I think coincidental.
Right?
Black Spiders. I think it's coincidental, but I think it's fun.
Right? It's a nice coincidence, right?
Yeah.
Infinity Inc., man. Didn't Infinity Inc. give us Todd McFarlane too?
Yes, it most certainly did.
So that's pretty cool. And then we got and this is a cool cover. I like this cover.
Yeah. No, it's a solid cover.
Yeah. So there you have that one. Okay. Our next book is Secret Origins #1. This came out in 19 for DC. I know this book. I actually have a copy.
Of Secret Origins special #1.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We have a high sale of $150 and 9.8. That was in August of 2021. $3 was the last sale. Yeah, it's a book you could find pretty much everywhere. It's $3 is the fair market value. $33 and 9.8 for this book. And there's 138 copies in the census. This book is very interesting to me because, first of all, it's his first Batman story that he's done, and it's The Killing Peck, written with Alan Grant. That's the story. What's interesting about this book, it also features a Neil Gaiman story. So there's that connection again with Neil Gaiman. Now, Neil Gaiman did, I believe, the Riddler story, or I'm not sure if it was the Riddler story or the Two-Face story. Um, but I want to show you guys a little bit of his artwork. I didn't want to just focus primarily on the comic books itself. So if you look at some of these imagery here, you can see where his style comes from. This is why I said there's a lot of Bernie Wrightson in his style. Like you could tell Bernie Wrightson was a huge influence on his work because it's almost as if it's a carbon copy.
Yeah, to a degree, yeah.
Right? If you were to tell me Bernie Wrightson did this, I will have to take a second look at it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
It's funny. There's certain things like Batman's face in that lower right hand. That's very Sam Kieth, but also like Penguin in the lower left, very Sam Kieth. There's certain things that are his own. Batman just diving into the Batmobile, is a bit cartoonish, but like that works in his storytelling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he hasn't gone to the level of the cross hatching that he would become famous for just yet, or the bombastic size of characters, because he ends up becoming like he decides, oh no, anatomy, I'm gonna throw it out the window, but make it work. Here it's very tamed still, but you could see his use of panels, of how he like that first image with the penguin with the black lines. That's intentional, and you have to be a really good storyteller to understand how to make that work. Also, in that third image with Batman on the top, and then you have the panel that's kind of like it almost looks like a picture that's on top of it. That's something that for most people that's usually like a no-no. You don't do that, but he understands the storytelling aspect of it, and he's able to make it work in this imagery. Something that, again, this is some of his early work. But it looks great. Like I like how Commissioner Gordon has that little circle there as well. So he's playing with panels already at this time. So early in his stage. So really good stuff. All right. Let's take a look at our next book, and this is the big one. Sandman Master of Dreams #1. This came out in 1989 for DC Comics. It will later be rechristened as Vertigo Comics. We have a high sale of $1,800 at 9.8. That was August of 2021. Unfortunately, because of the writer, this book has dropped in price significantly. We have a last sale of $120 at a 9.8, $77 near mint goes for the raw, under $100. That's something that I'm shocked to see. Also means that it's very affordable for me to pick it up soon because I do want to have a copy of it. The graded book goes for $285 at a 9.8. That's not bad for graded copies. There's 5,896 copies in the census. It's the first appearance of Dream, aka Morpheus. So, were you a Sandman reader?
Yeah, and I was gonna say I read the series. And it's so funny. So what happened was I was at my comic book store back then, and the issue where Sandman went to hell, right, and had the story battle with the devil. He was going on and on and on about it, right? And so I grabbed the first few issues of Sandman then. And then when I got to the story battle, I was completely in love with the series.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the story battle is great when he's facing the demon and they're doing the story battle, and he embarrasses Lucifer in the story, and then he's like, your day will be numbered, and he's like, and then when he has to go back to hell, how everybody's scared, including him. It's like, are you scared? It's like, hell yeah, I'm scared. I'm going to hell. Only to find out what actually happens, which leads to the next story, Season of the Mist story. But this story is pretty cool. And just to show you some of the artwork from Sam Kieth that's very known, this is where he goes to hell. He meets Lucifer as well, and you can see the work that's being done. Again, he if you see you can see all the monsters, all the demons that he's created. You see Sandman. It's not, when you look at the art here, you could look at it and you could say, oh well, it's not the best, it's not the best, but that's not the intention he's making.
Yeah.
Right. He understands the anatomy. He understands what he's doing. He's creating a mood, right? And that's what he wants you to do, to look at. A popular scene. This is Sandman escaping his prison. This has been done to death. But there you have that. And then of course you have more work with his use of paneling. He understands storytelling. Just look, you could read this without even reading the word balloons, and you know what's going on. With the cat, the imagery of the cat and how the cat represents Morpheus, and things like that. So really good stuff. I absolutely love reading Sandman, and you know what, Sam Kieth at it is so great, and he just got better and better and better at this. You know what I mean? And it's sad to see him go, but his style is so. It's to me, it's next level. This to me is art. You know what I'm saying? It's not meant to be flashy. It's meant to create a mood, and that's the point. And it's meant to feel surreal, and all the words and adjectives we give for it.
Well, again, it's his storytelling choices, and again, even though I wasn't crazy about his art, like I really appreciated his storytelling choices, and I talk a lot of crap about Frank Miller, but I wouldn't, but it's not his art that bothers. I mean, it's his art that bothers me a lot, but his storytelling is great storyteller.
Yeah, Frank, and unlike Sam Kieth, Frank Miller, I think his approach was to become a writer more so than an artist. He had to take advantage of the fact that he had to be an artist to get there, and that a lot of people do say that in order to get into the business, sometimes you have to actually be an artist to get in, and then you can finally go into writing. That happens. Well, here's another one that's a shocker to me, but I thought was interesting, and that's Freddy Krueger's A Nightmare on Elm Street, issue number 2. This came out from 1989 from Marvel Comics. It was a Marvel magazine, so it's not really a comic book. We have a high sale of $181 and 9.2. That was in October of 2025. That is the high sale and the graded fair market value. The raw goes for about $40 in a fine. There's only 68 copies in the census. It's his first published work in a Marvel Comics. Now, he didn't do any stories or anything like that, but he did do a pinup of Freddy Krueger. And I feel like it's time to show it to you. So,
yeah,
it's very different from what we just saw on Sandman. But it's, again, this is what I was saying about Bernie Wrightson, Richard Corbin. You could see his use of cross-hatching, how he's able to understand composition. He's able to understand how to use negative space to his advantage here. And it looks great. This looks better. I've seen it in color. I prefer the black and white.
No, it's really good. I was gonna say I'd stand by the black and white just fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's really well done. There's no, and it's so funny how sometimes you really don't need color to sell something, because like everything you need to sell it is there.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But no, this is definitely a great piece. And also, just because there's stuff I didn't particularly enjoy doesn't mean there isn't stuff like this where I just think he like knocked it out of the park. I think it's great that he had a very fluid style,
mm-hmm.
And it really shines in different things he did. I don't think it shines too much. It does shine for me in the Maxx when we get into the psychology
mm-hmm.
of our female lead and of our villain. I think it shines there most.
Mm-hmm.
But also like, I think of like Wolverine versus Cyber, right? And that's just big, messy fun, right?
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about it, but I know what it is.
I agree, Rattlesnake.
Yeah,
That Freddy is awesome. All right. So I definitely agree. All right. So let's take a look at our next next comic book. And I believe we're going to Incredible Hulk 368. This is the one and only Incredible Hulk book he did. He was
Wow.
doing a Gray Hulk story. And that's Incredible Hulk, the comic book. Thank you, Garth. All right. So now let me put that in the list. So I think we have the 2 books, so we're good to go.
Yay.
We're just gonna then need the. We eventually will end up getting the last book in the batch, but let's go talk a little bit about Incredible Hulk 368. So this is the one story he did. It's also the first appearance of the Pantheon.
Yep.
High sale of $145 and 9.8. That was in March of 2022. Last sale was $7, no grade. That was in January. Raw goes for about $7 at a very fine. $109 and 9.8. 133 copies in the census. This is technically his first cover with Marvel Comics. And this is the start of how his style has evolved to what it is today. Right? Or better yet, to what we recognize his style. He's now moving towards looking more like Richard Corbin in his style than Bernie Wrightson, even though you still see the influences of Bernie Wrightson in his style. I would love to see what this piece will look in black and white, because I feel some of it's kind of lost in the coloring schemes. But I like that we're utilizing the Gray Hulk here for this imagery. You know what I mean?
No, it's really well done. I was like considering, like, do you know who he's fighting in this issue?
I'm not 100% certain who it
it's
is.
Mr. Hyde. He's battling Mr. Hyde.
Mr. Hyde, okay.
Yeah, which is only appropriate that the Hulk, with his own personality issues, is fighting somebody who also has a superpowered personality issue.
Well, that's Peter David for you. That's all Peter David. Right? We got Daniel Carpenter in the house. What's going on, Daniel? All right. Okay, let's go. Oh, this Comic Caps collectible. What's up, Rich? All right, let's take a look at our next book here. Alien Earth War #1. This came out in 1990 for Dark Horse Comics. We have a high sale of $100 and 9.8, and that was in September of 2023. $69 for 9.8 was the last sale. Wow, 9.8 Alien book. Raw goes for about $3 fine. $69, 9.8 is the average. 173 copies. It is his first Alien book, so he's done a little bit of Aliens here and there, but he hasn't done that. But let's take a look. The cover's not his. That's actually a John Bolton cover. So instead, let's take a look at what his Alien work looks like. So as you could tell here, this is where the colors really work for him. It works in his favor.
Yes.
I do believe that's him working alongside his colorists for this, because you have to have some changes, but you could see what he's doing in the storytelling. You could see like the alien on top. You have this character in the middle with the mustache, and then the girl. There's also another character there. So there's like all this stuff going on in the issue here. You have another imagery here of an alien, and I really love how, I believe that's Sigourney Weaver's character, right there. If you see, I don't know if you can see my stylus.
Yep.
Right. And then there's his alien.
Does this take place right after Aliens?
I'm not 100% certain. Be that it isn't. It's one of the older Dark Horse issues. They reprinted and put into a traded paperback. So I can't tell you. Obviously, you could tell it's coming, right after his work in Sandman, because his style is still very similar here to his work in Sandman. So,
All right, I dig it.
All right. Now let's go to another one that I thought was really fun, and that was I Before E #1. This is 1991 for Fantagraphics. We have a high sale of $118 and 9.6. That was in October of 2022. Last sale was $52 and no grade. $40 is the fair market value at a very fine. For Raw, $63 and 9.6 is the grade at fair market value. We only have 29 copies in the census, but this is like his first real creator-owned series outside, after he's done his work with Marvel and DC. So it is fun how he loves to play on his name. Like I Before E is definitely a take on his name. his namesake, but I also like this character, and I like the fact that he's thinking about a caveman here, which it's drawing into what the Maxx will become, right? So
Yeah.
there's definitely the Maxx character is still in his mind, it's still generating in his head. So there's a lot of things that's going on with that here. So this is one of those books, another one that it's easy, if you find it, you can find it at a really good price. $40 isn't bad for a Fantagraphic book. So it says before Aliens, before Wolverine, before, what is it? I'm trying Epic Curls the Sage. All right. So it's him trying to do his creator own stuff. Now we got the one that made him famous. Marvel Comics presents 85, 1991 for Marvel Comics. We have a high sale, $215.09.8. That was March of 2024. $8 near mint was the last sale for this book in January. Ross goes for about $3 at a fine, $39.09.6. 393 copies in the census. This is his first cover for Marvel Comics Presents, which he will then become the cover artist for the books for a while. In fact, for I believe like 3 years almost. It's also the first appearance of Cyber, so he also did some interior work, and he dropped Cyber. Here's another thing that's very interesting. Another character that has another artist that has a very moody sensibility, and this is the first interior art by Jay Lee.
Ooh.
Mhm.
I had forgotten all about that. And Peter David is on the script.
Yeah.
Um,
And we got JSS Brooklyn. Drop it in the $1.99. So we did them all. Cool.
Yay.
Thank you so much, guys.
The dude in the really rad armor starring Speedball.
You mean Speedball, right?
Yeah, that's one of the stories in there.
Yeah, because it was an anthology series. I loved Marvel Comics Presents.
Yeah.
There was something that I really enjoyed about Marvel Comics Presents is that it gave the ability for creators to write stories of characters that normally can't have like their own ongoing series or even limited series. So they were able to make series. Now, Wolverine was still the core of the series because you had to have like a main character to still sell the book. But with these covers by Sam Kieth, it's Marvel Comics Presents sold, and it sold well.
Yeah.
With them, right? So let's take a look at some of those covers that you see
Wolverine
right here.
Again and again and again.
Yeah, but look at I personally love his Ghost Rider. His Ghost Rider's so good, man. Look at his Cable, man. I absolutely love it. Here's some more stuff. Like, look at the issue 100. I remember picking this one up from the stores, right? I love this. Just the fact that he's just playing with the words like Ghost Rider, because at that time, Marvel Comics Presents, when it was issue 100, it was very much a Wolverine book, but then Wolverine kind of like stepped out for a little bit and became a Ghost Rider book.
Ghost Rider Ghost Rider has time in the sun, and
and even though he had his own book too, so
yeah, I mean Wolverine was there for a while.
Oh, and he kept coming back. There was a really cool Wolverine Nightcrawler story as well. That was always fun. And then even Venom, the Wolverine Venom story was also a big one. So we'll talk a little bit more about that one.
I mean, there was even Wolverine Typhoid Mary.
Mm-hmm. It was so cool, man. All right, talking about Marvel Comics Present. Marvel Comics Present 117. This came out in 1992 from Marvel Comics. We have a high sale of $215 at 9.8. $8 for a near mint. It was the last sold. $3 again, super inexpensive. $39, 9.6. We have 574 copies in the census. This is the preview of Ravage 2099, but it's also the first meeting of Venom and Wolverine. So this book was hot for a certain time period because it's their first meeting. And that was another thing that Marvel Comics Presents had a tendency of doing. It was able to give stories with characters and villains that actually go with other characters. So at this time, Venom was very much a Spider-Man villain, but he had a chance to, fight Wolverine. And this to me is a great looking Venom. And I love how the trade dress is being utilized in this imagery.
I love any trade dress interaction, and this is no exception. And it's funny because issue 100, same thing, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, actually, issue 100, not so much of a trade dress
But it was
interaction.
the 100. It was the 100.
100, yeah. But no, it's really cool, and yeah, and it was a big deal. And I guess it still is a big deal. I think the first time Venom and Wolverine meet and battle, I think that's very noteworthy, even if we're going to call it a small key, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is as minor as they get.
Yeah, I don't feel like this is too minor. I really think first fights are important, and I don't know how the importance kind of dwindled over time.
I think the importance matter when the first fights become that they're arch enemies. They become rivals. This is just a battle between two characters and stuff like that. So I wouldn't look at it from that perspective. That's why I call it a very minor key. It's like Wolverine fights Venom, just so we can see the fight.
We need to fight again. We need a new fight. This time with Mary Jane in the costume. Let's see how it goes.
Oh gosh, no, please no. All right. Moving on to a book that I had to include. And that's Wizard magazine. I don't have any information about the price tags for it, so I couldn't really find much. But we have $25 for Raws for this book. $5 was the last sale of this book. $7. Like I said, I didn't see any in the census. It might exist, but I couldn't find it, even though I went into CGC to find for itself. But what was interesting enough is what I loved about this cover, because I have all the Wizards. That's one thing I can tell you. I have every issue of Wizard. And what's so cool about this to me was that you had your standard cover, which is the Green Hulk, but then they also gave you the Gray Hulk, right? Yeah. Different color scheme, of course. That one actually has some price to it. Like $200 and 9.4 was in December, $40 for 7.5, which is the average. The Raws was $65 near mint. Again, I couldn't get the census count, but obviously, if there's a 7.5, there's a census count. There's at least one book.
Well, the Gray Hulk one, there's 28 on the census. 5 of them are 9.8. 6 of them are 9.6.
Thank you for grabbing that. I didn't see it earlier.
Yeah, sometimes it's a real pain to.
Like sometimes you have to get the publisher. Is it Wizard Magazine or is it just Wizard?
Yeah, it is just Wizard, but it's like sometimes it's a pain in the neck. But yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I just love the way he just always has people crouching. That's like a signature look of his. Everybody's crouching.
Yeah. He did, I think, issue 2. Did he do issue 2 Ghost Rider on the cover?
No, issue 2 was done by Mark Teixeira.
Yeah. But he did issue 20 because that's Maxx on the cover.
That's Maxx and the Pit. So he co-did it. He did it alongside what's the artist's name? Dale Keown? Dale
Keown, yes. Yeah.
Let's take a look at another fun one. Toxic Crusaders #1. This is, I guess you could call it, this is the oddball of the bunch. This one came out in 1992 from Marvel Comics. $199 and 9.8 was back in June 2024. $14, no great, was the last sale. $9 at a fine. $54 at 9.6. 159 copies in the census. This is the first team appearance of the Toxic Crusaders, which features the Toxic Avenger, No Zone, Junkyard, Major Disaster, and Headbanger. Oh man, this is so much fun.
That wolf creature dude.
Yeah.
Is he anyhow? I can't remember, but there's a guy who used to cosplay him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for years at Wizard, and he loved to come find me and scare the hell out of me because he had big teeth and big claws. Yeah.
So one of the things I could say about his art style that blends really well, which I will have to look into it to see if I could find it, is I want to see him doing British comics. I would have loved to see some of the British comics because I think he blends really well with the British community of comic writers. Like he would have been great with a Grant Morrison, obviously Alan Moore, who doesn't work, and he did work with Neil Gaiman, so I guess you could say he did have one guy. But I would have loved to see like and I think it exists, a Judge Dredd by him. You know what I mean?
that would have been hot. That would have been hot.
Mhm. And I think it exists. I honestly, but I don't think it's like a cover or anything. It's just more like a pinup or something like that.
Yeah, and just like, I'm sorry, I am lost. I am lost in comic magazine Sam Kieth stuff.
Well, speaking of
Including this.
comic magazines, here's another one. It's Comic Talk #1. This came out in 1993 for Buffalo Books. This is similar to Wizard Magazine. $90 and 9.4 was in June of 2025. We have a last sale of $20, and that was just recently as well. There was a lot of Sam Kieth sales going on the 22nd of this month. Like a lot was selling.
Oh yeah, like everybody just like opened. Everyone just opened up
the floodgates, right?
Yeah, they opened the floodgates and just threw it online. You know,
there was a lot of sales going on the 22nd. $19 are very fine. $90 and 9.4. Again, I didn't have any census count. I looked for this as well, and I couldn't find one. It's the first consumer-facing cover of the Maxx, and it also features an interview with Sam Kieth. But this is the first time we get the Maxx in a cover. So this is kind of like the Malibu Sun for Maxx.
That's kind of neat. But I mean, he is front and center, and I do like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know someone who has like the entire Comic Talk run. I should ask him about this.
Yeah. So I would love to see this because this is cool. You know, everybody talks about Malibu Sun. This is the other one. So
I really love the Tomorrow Publishing stuff. I feel like they still really got it down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's a biggie. Dollar bin gold, everybody. Dollar bin gold.
So yes, this is not the regular book. This is not the standard. This is not the cover A. This is the darker image #1, 1993 for Image Comics. We have a high sale of $279, 9.8. That was September of 2020. Last sale of this book was $70 and 9.6. The book goes for about $12 near mint, $65 and 9.6. There's 208 copies in the census. This is the gold foil variant of darker image #1, which features the first appearance of the Maxx, Deathblow, who's making his return very soon in DC Comics, and Blowwolf, who is not making a return anytime soon. But darker image #1 was the debut of all these characters that would eventually been part of a 4-issue miniseries, which never finished. We're still waiting for issue 2, guys. They never did it, but this is where we first get to see in comic book format the Maxx. It's also the first time we get to see some of the other characters as well, but since we're not focused on our attention on those characters, we're focusing our intentions on the Maxx, which leads me to the Maxx. And again, just like darker image #1, the Maxx #1 is a dollar bin book. They produced the crap out of those books. You could always pick them up. Yeah, but there's 2 in particular that I think people should seek after. This is the first one, which is the glow-in-the-dark variant that came out in 1993. It's $440 was the high sale at 9.6, 9.8. $7 is very great. That's the last sale of this book, which is a steal. $41 near mint for the raw. $185 and 9.8. 564 copies in the census. I love me a good glow-in-the-dark issue. Oh, thank you so much, DVH. I definitely got to check that out. I knew he had to have done some Judge Dredd.
Judge Magazine #20.
I got to see. I think I have seen it. I just don't remember. Because I feel like I have. But then again, you know, another artist that's very similar to Sam Kieth's style is Simon Bisley, in which Simon Bisley, of course, has done Judge Dredd. But I want to know, Sam Kieth done Judge Dredd. But thanks for sharing that, DVH. I really appreciate it. So this is one of the hotter ones. There's also a series of ash cans that were released. There's like a blue one. There's a red one. I believe there's a green one and a yellow one of the Maxx. The one that you really want to go seek, and this is, I guess you could say, the grail of Maxx #1, and that is the Black Ash Can edition. This has a high raw sale of $2,436. That was in May of 2021. The last sale of the book was $1,305 no grade, and that was all the way back in 2023. The raw goes for that same price, and there is a sale of a 6.5 at $1,000. There's only 13 copies in the census right now.
Wow.
Yeah, this is rare. They were probably hand-me-downs in the convention, I'm sure.
Yeah. There is woo. There's some interesting stuff out there. Yeah, there's a blue ash can, a red ash can for different issues.
Yeah.
Number one is a yellow ash can. If someone has it signed, it's going for a lot of money. It's really cool. I like the glow in the dark cover. I feel like that one's like attainable.
Oh, wow. DVH has a red.
Yeah, look at that. The black is very rare. Figured.
Yeah, the black is the rarest.
Yeah. Well, red is for issue 3. And yellow apparently is also issue 1. Interesting.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's take a look at some Maxx covers. Like the one that you showed me was issue number 2, which I always love with the Maxx and the Outback. Issue 11 was always, it's a nice one because he's starting to get into like painting as well. So you can see that he was trying to do something with his style. Issue 31's another great cover to me. Did I put any more? Nope. Let's go back here for a second. But let's take this time to talk a little bit about the Maxx series and the importance about the Maxx series. So the Maxx series, it did ran for a good long time. It's like we got 30 plus issues in the Maxx. So that's, for Image Comics, that's awesome. Especially at this time. What can you tell me about the Maxx that you enjoyed about it? Like you said, the storytelling.
Right, and the psychology, right? Because there is psychology to this. Is any of this stuff real? Is everything part of Max's fantasy? Right? You know, is he not this creature? And yet, you know, when he's defending his love interest, you know, it's real. The action is brutal, you know. But I think she's the driving force of keeping us grounded between the illusion or false state and the real world, right? You know, like her safety is paramount to him, and there's a big deal. But also, we get to see the twist from the villain's perspective, right? And why he wants to Maxx and what's really going on. You know, that it isn't all just a perverse psycho twist. You know, it just and the villain is very layered. Like, he's not exactly a true villain in that way. Yes,
there's things about him, but he's definitely the bad guy. Yeah, that's what
I was gonna say. He is, what, for better or worse. And even though he doesn't even think he's technically doing the wrong thing, right? He is the antagonist for the series. But it's good beats drawn from that, you know, and the fact that we have these characters, you know, that are going at it, and reality is not the same for them.
Yeah,
you know?
and with the character of the Maxx, he's a homeless man, right? Yeah. So in our reality, we'll just say our reality. In our reality, he's a homeless man, but at the same time, there's this other reality, which is in the Outback. And this is where the character, like, you know, they're in the Outback. That's why he has the long blonde hair, and he's kind of like a superhero there. But in the real world, he's a homeless man. And it's a story really on mental health, which blends so well in the 90s with when it became an MTV story. It became an MTV animated series, which I loved. I remember watching it, and I remember how cool it was because I got to see Sam Kieth's artwork in the animated series, because it was more of a motion comic approach to it. The animation was very minimal, and at that time was cool because you got to see this artwork on the screen, which it didn't last long, but it did develop a bit of a cult following. And I do believe there's DVD copies available You might be able to even watch some of the episodes on YouTube.
Oh, I'm
Uh,
sure you can at this point.
yeah, and I'm sure one of the streamers might have the whole series. If anything, Paramount might have it because they're owned by MTV's owned by Paramount. But the Max became a cult classic. It was. I remember when it first came out. We had to wait for it because they announced it alongside another cartoon called The Head. I don't know if you remember The Head. And the head was literally a guy in a big giant head, but someone lived in his head, an alien. Um, that was the first part. Then you got the Max. So you had to watch the head, and then after the head was done, then you got the Max. So you had to wait for it. And it was perfect for the MTV world. It was definitely it's not a kid's cartoon.
No.
And it was definitely worth watching. It was bonkers. I've used that word a bit today, but it definitely was bonkers series.
I would say bonkers is about right.
All right.
God, what was that other one with? Oh my God, I forgot. It was really good. It was a woman. She was like constantly.
Oh, I know. Eon Flux.
Yeah, Eon Flux. That was so good.
She was always getting killed in every episode.
Yeah, and then we even saw an episode where she's reborn and how she's rebuilt.
Yeah, the movie. They made the movie. I don't know if you remember the movie. It was a complete failure.
Yeah, I remember the movie was a
With
disaster.
what's her name? Who was the actress that played her in Eon Flux, which I think was terrible casting, not because of her, but because she just didn't fit the mold. She's oh my goodness, what's her name?
God, what is her name? It's I can see her face.
Oh yeah, she was in Mad Max.
Charlize Theron.
Yep, Charlize Theron. She was Eon Flux, and that was to me that was bad casting. She was not the right person. Great actress, but not the right character. Not the right.
Even outside of that, like the movie just wasn't.
It wasn't like the
right. I feel like if it had stuck stronger to the style and structure of the series, it may have been different. You know.
Well, first of all, it was a PG-13 movie, which it shouldn't have been. Eon Flux is completely sexualized. It's a sexualized story, so it blended on sexual tropes, S&M, and all that crazy stuff. So for it to be a PG-13 that's the first problem. That was the first problem. It's supposed to be hardcore. It should have blended into that. Instead, they just wanted to take this character and make a superhero movie, which wasn't a it's a sci-fi heist thriller type thing, and it failed miserably. It performed terrible in the box office. Terrible.
Yeah.
To the point that no one talks about it today. But here's one that came out in 2002, and that was Wolverine Holt #1 for Marvel Comics. This was all Sam Kieth. He did the writing, he did the art. We got $35 at 9.6 was the high sale of this book in November of 2021. $10 is the last sale at no grade. $8 at a very fine. $35 is the fair market value at 9.6. 45 copies in the census. And this is a Wolverine Holt story done by Sam Kieth. Yeah. He changed his style a bit for this one, though. So he didn't draw Wolverine the way he did in Marvel Comics Presents. He decided to go more differently, which I think the book in itself is great, but it didn't perform well. It was like,
yeah, but it's so solid.
Yeah, it's solid. It's good. It was just one of those things where it's like, people were like, no, we want, people want Sam Kieth from Marvel Comics Presents, and Sam Kieth was like, I'm no longer that guy, that, and I think that's what it was. So it's there. You could pick up the whole, the whole set. It's 4 issues. I actually have it. So read it a long time ago. All right, moving on. Here's another one. Venom #1. This came out in 2003 from Marvel Comics. We have a high sale of $125 and 9.8. $7 fine. That was the last sale. $4 near mint is the raw. $75 9.8. 381 copies. This is the first appearance of Patricia Robinson, who will later become the second She-Venom. It also features the comic art of Sam Kieth. So Sam Kieth is doing the covers for this Venom series from a very short-lived, what was the name of it was Tsunami, where it was kind of like I didn't know what it was, to be honest with you. And I don't even know Marvel knew exactly what it was, but it was kind of like, I guess it was trying to go with a manga flair, but it really wasn't manga. But this is actually where we get Scotty Young doing Human Torch. Uh, but with this one, he was doing some really cool stuff with Venom. So it was kind of like going back to his traditional style with Venom, with a little bit of his old style. These are some great covers, and Delgado, I forget his first name, was doing the colors for it, and the colors was doing. He did a great job with the colors.
Oh yeah, I think so. I like the stark contrast that comes through.
Mm-hmm. One, he does a really good job drawing Venom. He really does. Like the tongue, I'm not a fan of the tongue like most people are when it comes to Venom. I'm more of a, I like the smiling Venom, but he does a subtle take with the tongue here, where it's there, he's drooling and all that stuff. But he makes Venom huge, and this is an Eddie Brock Venom, so I'm okay with that. Okay.
As am I, But yeah, he really, he was able to capture the character really well.
Mm-hmm. And look at that Wolverine. I love this. I love that Wolverine. Okay. Now we're gonna go to another one here that is completely off the charts. That's Scratch #1 that came out in 2004 for DC Comics. This is the first appearance of Scratch. This is a story written by Sam Kieth, with art by Sam Kieth, featuring Batman versus a werewolf. There's $3 at 3.0, but I couldn't find a cents count. $18, $3. This is a dollar bin book at its finest. But I thought it was cool. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was something I didn't expect from a Batman book. More importantly, it's not really a Batman book. It's Scratch's book, and Batman's a side character.
Yeah, Batman's supporting cast. I kind of dig it.
And you couldn't sell the book even with that. Because that's what that had to mean, right? How can we get this? How can we get this character sold? Well, we'll put Batman in it. And it just didn't sell. But the artwork's great, man. I love it. I love this artwork, man. I love this kooky style. All right, moving on to one that I really like, and that's Batman Lobo, Deadly Serious #1.
God, look at that bat symbol.
Oh yeah, $90 and a 9.8. That was in August of 2023. $17 near mint was the last sell. $14 at a very fine. $90 9.8. So that's the average. 25 in the census. This is the first appearance of Estrella Arco. No one really knows that character, but this is also written and art by Sam Kieth. Sam Kieth could draw one hell of a Lobo. This is I love his Lobo.
Again, his style lends itself to it, which makes it work.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then here's another one. This is actually an acclaimed series. It's called Batman Secrets #1. Came out in 2006 for DC Comics. We have a 9.9 sale for $250 for this book, and that was in November of 2025. $5 is near mint. $3 is very fine. $48 9.8. Believe it or not, there's a 10 as well in the census for this one. There's 62 copies in the census. Batman versus Joker. Need I say more? With art by Sam Kieth. It gives that Arkham, that Arkham Asylum flair to it and all that stuff. And Bruce Wayne has a secret in this story. The colors are done by Alan Sinclair, who's another GOAT in the industry.
Yeah. The colors are very important in this situation.
Yeah. And we have Maxx Maximize #1. This came out from IDW in 2013. We have a high sale of $50 and 9.6 in December 2025. $20 at a very fine. $16 is the fair market value at a very fine. $35 9.8. Only 5 in the census. It's a remastered edition with completely new scans of all Maxx pages from the original art. So what they did, they took the original art and they recolored it. With different coloring schemes and overseen by Sam Kieth. He even added, so this is kind of like his
Director's cut.
his director's cut.
I like
Or-
that.
But then again, he didn't. He had complete control the first time, so this is kind of like his Lucas cut or something like that. But he did change the coloring schemes a little bit. It's more painted like when it comes to the Maxx. And there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this retrospect, this creative spotlight on Sam Kieth. We are going to release this video again separately for if you guys want to see the replay. Please do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe, and just like it, because I want to be able to do more of these. I don't want to do them when someone passes away, even though
Yeah. Can we
Um,
not? Can we
yeah.
not do that?
yeah, but I love doing creative spotlights because I want to be able to show you guys some books that people just don't know exist. But when someone passes away, it's we want to pay tribute to them with their style. And I think Sam Kieth is one of those guys. He gets forgotten sometimes from one of the greats from the 90s. But you know what? The Maxx will live on. People know the Maxx. A lot of people can't say that about the other artists that are out there or other creators. But the Maxx is well known. He brought us the Sandman. Everybody, when you think of the Sandman, you think of Neil Gaiman, but you forget that he was a big part of bringing in the Sandman. And who could forget his work on Marvel Comics Presents? So thanks.
I was gonna say Marvel Comics Presents is big. I think that's where a lot of people got to. A lot of people got to know him.
Yeah.
And of course, there is the Ghost Rider. I think more people got to know him then. That's Marvel Comics Presents helped really land him hard on the map.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got his time in the sun with Ghost Rider.
Exactly. So let's go back here because we did do the other ones. We had JSS put in, we got Garth put in. So Black Spiders was the first one in. We're just gonna go ahead and do it. So we already know the Cyclops, we already know Battle Beast. Let's do either this symbol or the image symbol. So which one is gonna be, Cliff? Which one we're gonna go with?
Go with the image symbol.
Let's go with the image symbol. And that is going to be Dark number 2. Cover C, the Brett Bean Invincible team up variant. You didn't think it was going to be a Dark, wasn't it?
But here we are.
Dark issue 2. Yep, that's right. I'm giving away a Dark. All right. And now we'll go with the other one. So this symbol is used to identify a trinity.
Ooh.
So what could be a trinity in
The
comics?
new Trinity of Gotham? That's one.
It's the DC All In Special number 1, the third printing by Nick Turgata. There you go. This is how you should see it. I didn't realize how thick this book really was.
Yeah, right. It's like it was a jumbo size issue.
All right, and it's time for the big book because we did get we did get them all. So the last one, I think, Cliff, you don't know this one, but I think you're gonna like it. It's a Batman number 1 New York Comic Con Javier Fernandez Battle Damage variant that was limited to 1,000 copies.
But you had me a Javier Fernandez.
We got a COA.
Lovely.
And there's the SIG. Look at that.
Right on. Beautiful. Javier Fernandez. I love how he does the J.
Yeah.
Like Jorge Jimenez, but then it's instead of the second J, it's the F.
You know what? I saw that and I thought it was Jorge Jimenez as well at first.
Yeah, I like how I don't know. Like, I don't know if they're related or they know each other or they're cousins, but I think that's so great. I kind of dig it. I kind of dig it for these two.
Yeah, I agree. So there you have it. We're gonna next week we are going to do the drawing for the giveaway. We might add some more stuff. We might one more chance, but the way you get in is either become a channel member, which we need to get more channel memberships. We got to get the channel members in here. If you are a channel member, you're automatically included in the giveaway. For every super chat that's given, we are going to also add you into the giveaway because it just makes sense to me. And at the same time, for every entry that's put in, then you get an extra name. So channel members are automatically in, and then every extra super chat will add you in it as well. So congratulations. Well, thank you all. Congratulations. Next week we'll find out for the winners. And and stuff like that. So it is time to get into the last part of the state, which we always do, and that's we're gonna do our trending comic books for this week. So as we do that, it is now time to look at what are the books that are trending today. Let's take a look. There we go. The top trending comic books for the week 4 of March of 2026. Cliff, there are no returns.
I know it's a whole new week.
It's a whole new list. There was only one book
That fits the FOMO squad. Yes.
there was no. We'll get to the FOMO squad later. There was one book that was trying to return but didn't make it to the list. It couldn't make it to the honorable mention. That was King Conan #1. That was the only book that was in the list for a key collector cover price and CBSI. I think it was in key collector. It didn't make it. It didn't make the ranking. It fell off the ranking. However, we got a lot of new books. Some are new, some are older books. We do have a Bronze Age book, which I'm really excited to show you. And once you know it, once you see it, you'll be like, oh yeah, of course. So there's that. All right. Always love his art. Great job. Thank you so much. Great take on Sam Kieth. Thank you, Rattlesnake. Cowabunga. Of course, White Tiger's in the house. Stuff like that. All right.
Stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, because, got to get to dinner time. It's waiting for me. Dinner's always waiting for me. Cliff.
Yes.
Your take on what you see.
I see, the latest hit, I see a Dollar Bang classic. I see some Man Spider goodness. I see some early Cletus Cassidy / I appeared in the Spider-Man trailer stuff going on. All the things.
So this list is predominantly dominated
by Spider-Man.
But there are some, as you can see by what you're seeing right now, there are a few that stood out. And we're going to go do that in a second here. Well, I'll get my tablet ready because I want to see ahead, right? What's there. But let's go ahead with the honorable mentions for this week. So as always, we always have 3 honorable mentions for our list here. Our first honorable mention is Powers #1, Brian Michael Bendis, Michael Avon. I mean, there was information came out that it is get picked up by, I believe it was Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. It was picked up by Netflix. So again, Powers is one of those stories that's been on and off again. And no difference here. Also, we'll talk our first Spidey Spec book, and that is Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man #1 by talking about another great artist that we lost too early, and that's Mike Windigo and Peter David. Now I'm thinking about it. This is the story, part 1 of the other story, which has huge implications of what could potentially be part of the story of Brand New Day.
Yeah,
that's why it's here. And then we have another book that's a Spidey Spec, which is Daredevil 174, the 3rd appearance of Elektra and
the first appearance of the Hand Assassins.
Exactly. And why is the Hand in there?
Because they're in the Brand New Day trailer.
All right. Did you like the red outfits?
I thought it was good.
Yeah, you thought it was good? Cool.
Yeah. And also, it felt reminiscent of what we had seen on Netflix, so that was interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So with the Powers book, we have a last recorded sale of $87. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man $12, and Daredevil 174. The last sale that we saw was $25. Just so you can have those numbers in there. So let's go ahead and get into this top 10. We're going to start things off with a book that, again, high spec alert, but it's really because of the artist. And that's Kill All Immortals #2. Kill All Immortals 2, issue #3, the Dan Kitana variant. Cover B, this came out for Dark Horse Comics in 2026, so it's brand new. $20 near its last recorded sales. Most common is $22 and we don't have them graded books. It was number 10 for CBSI, number 2 for cover price. We have a 7-day, 30-day sales of 17 sales within the last 7, 25 was in the last 30. The hype level is at a medium. There is also another variant of this cover, which is also demanding more money, but it didn't make the list here. But this is more about Dan Kitana than it is about the book itself. So, what's your take on Dan Kitana? Because this is not the first or the last. This is not the last.
I mean, look, it's very cool, but it's a cover grab. You know, it's not like I hear people talking about this book day and night.
Yeah,
you know? It's like it's here. It's a great looking cover. You know, and I feel like that's where it begins and ends for me.
It is a good cover. I don't know anything about the story. All that reminds me of Kill All Immortals. I'm thinking about Bender. It's my another reference to Bender.
Another reference to Bender.
Right, but this time Kill All Immortals. So, but it's a Dark Horse book. Shout out goes out to the guy who just left, which I'm not happy about that.
Oh.
All right, number 9 in our list is our biggest book in the list. It is our Blue Chipper.
A blue chipper.
Yeah. What do you think it could be?
I don't know. I maybe the Man Spider Morbius thingy. I don't know. What do we got?
Do you think that's a blue? Do you think that's a blue chipper?
It kind of is because like it's still a classic Spidey moment.
Some people may rank this book as one of the highest Bronze Age comics.
Ooh.
It's definitely topical, especially with
especially. Is it Cletus Cassidy? Is it Cletus Cassidy in Amazing Spider-Man?
I said Bronze Age. I didn't say copper.
I don't know. Bronze and copper almost bleed together.
Not really. This is true bronze. This is true bronze. I wonder if the chat knows.
Just reveal it.
All right. It is topical for today because we did get the announcement today of the Punisher series. It's Amazing Spider-Man 129. It made the list again. It returns. First appearance of Punisher. First appearance of the Jackal.
Wow. It's a 1-month hiatus and came right back like, ah!
But you know what's interesting about this book, and I'm going to show it to you in a minute. This book came out in 1974 from Marvel Comics. We have a last recorded sale of $1,300 at a 6.0, right? Most common fair market value is $983 at very good, $2,015 at 8.0. As far as trending list, it was number 4 for Key Collector. 7-day, 30-day. This is where it gets interesting for me because it has a 7-day, 30-day sales of 17 sales, 46 sales. We're talking about a book that's in the thousands.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive. That's very impressive. Hype level is at a high because of the Punisher. He's showing up he's in Brand New Day, so we get him in the trailer, right? We see the scene of him in the trailer. But not only that, today they dropped the announcement of the show. They gave us the title of the show. That's going to immediately follow Daredevil. So he's in the zeitgeist, and he's been in the zeitgeist for quite some time. John Bernthal is doing great work without even seeing a scene with him since Daredevil. Because we haven't seen him do anything since Daredevil, and here we are, like everybody's going crazy. The spec on Punisher is extremely high.
Nope. I mean, it's fun, but Punisher, it's just like every other week it's there. You know, he's in season 2 of Daredevil. All right. He's in Spider-Man. All right. He's getting a one-shot movie special on Disney Plus. All right.
Who would have thought we were going to see Punisher in Disney Plus? Like, seriously.
I mean, you know, once all that went down, I was like, well, it's inevitable.
Exactly. All right. Let's move on to number 8 in our list. And number 8 is one of those books like the other books that we talked about before. And yes, First Jackal. I did mention the First Jackal, Chris. Welcome back. Welcome to the show. Number 8 is one of the books that we've again, another one of those hype books of the week. This one goes to Dead Teenagers number 1. We're looking at cover A here for this book. This comes out from Oni Press. We have $8 last recorded sales. This book, most common, is $8. $56 at 9.8. Number 10 for Key Collector. Number 4 for CBSI. It didn't come out in cover price, but The 1 in 10 variant of this, which is a virgin variant, did make it to number 10 in cover price. So I just want worth noting that. As far as 7-day, 30-day sales, we have 37 sales in the last 7, 103 within the last 30. Hype level is at a medium. All right. Mike said Dead Teenagers was a good read.
Yep.
That's good. And you know what? When it comes to these books, I'm happy. If they're good reads, I'm happy for it. You know what I'm saying? Because people are buying them. They're buying it because they don't know what to expect from them. So there is the spec part of it, but it's going to creators that people are giving a chance to. Yeah, some of them may have Kickstarter backgrounds. Some of them may be, a background in video games or animation or, connected to Scotty Young and Dork and stuff like that. So, and Rattlesnake agrees it is a good read. Cool. I picked up the Pretty Woman cover. I just thought that was cool. I didn't think I didn't think anything of it, but I picked up the Pretty Woman cover for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Coming in at number 7 is another Spider-Man spec book, but this one goes to Spectacular Spider-Man number 20. This one is the not Spectacular 20, the old one. It's the one that came out in 2004 for Marvel Comics. Last sale of this book was $4. Most common is $7 at a very fine, $72 at 9.8. As far as trending, number 8 for Key Collector, number 9 CBSI, not in cover price. 7-day, 30-day sales, we got 39 and 39. So literally, that 39 that you see twice, it's the same 39. So it only sold within the last 7 days. It did not sell prior to the 7 days. Hype level is at a high, of course, because of Brand New Day. All right, this is an imagery of a spider, and it's giving us reference to what?
Oh, please, the totem. We also get Shathra in this storyline. We get Peter like becoming the spider. Getting the organic web shooters, all the kooky fun stuff because they wanted to align with the movies.
And this story is actually connected to the Avengers in the Disassemble storyline that was part of it. So this is a tie-in issue. Paul Jenkins was he was doing pretty good stories in Spectacular Spider-Man at this time. And, even though this is a Medina issue, the cover's done by Ramos.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, it was a fun time. And now they got me thinking Sadie Sink's character. I'm back to thinking she's Shathra.
No, she ain't Shathra. There's no way she's Shathra. No way.
Dude, what's more likely? Shathra, who we see in these 3 issues using telekinetics and pheromones and all this crazy stuff.
She's showing up in Secret Wars. Why would you make Shathra?
It could be.
I don't think it is.
But, again, maybe just Jean Grey. I would just wish it would be somebody interesting.
I hope so. All right, let's go with our next book is number 6. Now, our next book at number 6 is here because it is paying tribute to someone we passed away. We did Sam Kieth earlier. It's not a Sam Kieth book, but it is in fact the great Chuck Norris. This is a Star Comic issue from Marvel Comics. Came out in 1987. Last recorded sale was $25 at a very fine. Most common is $29, very fine, $144 at 9.6. Number 3 for cover price. As far as 7-day, 30-day sales, we got 48 sales within the last 7, 51 within the last 30. Roughly right at that time when the news came out that he passed away and then moving forward. So hype level is at a medium for this book, but we gotta give respect to Chuck Norris. This is probably gonna be the only time we see this book on this list. It probably won't be here next week. But at the same time, it's nice that the community is picking up this book to pay. It's kind of a way of paying tribute to Chuck Norris. It's his first appearance in a comic book. And it took a while for him to get his first appearance in a comic book.
I do. Well, yeah, a comic book, but not a comic book magazine, right?
No, comic book.
Yeah, that's what I figured because I know he's on
What's going on, John?
I know he's on the Kung Fu covers for some of the Marvel magazines.
Oh, Mike is saying left field. She's Halo's Eve.
Oh, that'll be interesting. Hallow's Eve, yeah.
Imagine if she's no one we say she is.
Yeah, that is kind of what I'm imagining. Yes.
All right. So when you got the news of Chuck Norris passing away, what was some of the things you were thinking about?
Oh, you're gonna ask me.
Yeah. Because Chuck Norris is manly as manly comes.
He's a cultural icon that passed.
I knew you were gonna go there. Like, later his latter days, some of the things he said was not exactly PC friendly. But I will say, when it comes to his, like you said, cultural icon, he was the 80s. Like with his movies, and who could forget the Chuck Norris jokes? They still resonate today, man. Like, I love it. Rest in peace, Chuck Norris.
Yes. I'm sure he's in the
Ready for number 5?
What's number 5?
We're going back to Spider-Man, and we're going to go back to the book that kind of kicked it all off, and that's Amazing Spider-Man 546, the brand new day storyline, 2008 from Marvel Comics. It has returned. Last recorded sales, $18 near mint. $23 is the most common fair market value, $181, 9.8. This came in number 6 for cover price. 7-day, 30-day sales, 39 sales, 51 sales within the last 30. Hype level, of course, is at a high for this book. This is the one that's not going to go away, is it?
I don't think so.
Until that movie's gone, this book will always return.
Yeah. Well, this book is always going to be infamous.
Mm-hmm. It's just the title.
Yeah. But no, I mean, but it's always going to have a place in Spider-Man history, no matter what.
Well, yeah.
And of course,
it's the start of Dan Slott's run.
Yep.
Which I'm not going to lie, I'm not a big fan of.
See, I enjoyed his run. I just don't enjoy how he got there.
I don't enjoy his run because he took, I don't want to say swings, because if he took swings, that means it was a good thing. I will give him credit. Probably his best work has to deal with Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's his best stuff, which means his best Spider-Man work has to deal with a Spider-Man villain rather than Spider-Man himself.
Have you reread this at all recently?
This?
Yes.
No, not recently.
I think you need
but
to
it is the Mr. Negative. Like, Steve McNiven's artwork is beautiful.
Yes, McNiven's artwork, the introduction of Mr. Negative. I think rereading this now with so much distance from then, I think you might like it better than you remember.
Well, for me, it's more on this anti-MJ thing.
Yes, but it was John Quesada's fault, and now it's Tom Brevoort's fault. Brevoort, whatever his name.
And you mean Joe Quesada, not John.
Right.
Brevoort.
And now you're doing it to me. Now your name destruction is now passing.
Well, its name is clearly not John.
Yeah, I know. Joe Quesada.
Joe Quesada. It's one thing if you said his name, if you mispronounce his name, you literally gave me the wrong name.
I know. I went all in the wrong directions. Yes.
It's just there was a lot of stuff going on with Dan Slott's run. I know he was trying to move the character forward, so I give him credit for doing that. It's just that I think it was moving way. It was trying to go left too much. So to me, he was part of that equation of we want to stay away to what we love about Spider-Man and give him something different, and people didn't want that. I didn't want that. I had no problem with his relationship with MJ. Like, I wouldn't have a problem if he had a divorce and she was like, I can't do this no more. I love you, but I can't do this. That's the story I would have gone with, right? So that the relationship's still intact, but to erase their relationship, that to me was stupid. And it turned me off. I did pick it up because, like everybody else, I wanted to pick up a copy, and I have my copy, and I signed by both of them. In fact, I think it might be triple signed. I honestly think this is in name recognition only that this book is on this list. I don't think this book is going to be anywhere related to the actual movie.
Yeah, no, I think it's mostly name recognition. and maybe they'll use a character or two from this story.
Mr.
You know?
Negative.
Yeah, like that, like right, maybe Mr. Negative. Like but
Unless Tombstone is going to take that place.
possibly.
Yeah, which I think could see, because I have not yet I haven't seen anything. I haven't heard anything. There's only rumors about it, about Mr. Negative being in the movie, but I have yet to see anybody remotely be Mr. Negative. In fact, I could see them where they could take Tombstone and put him in the Mr. Negative role.
Yeah.
That I could see, which I'll be okay with. I have no problem with that. I think Tombstone's a great character. He's a mobster. He's a mob boss. So why not? So it fits, right? But I haven't seen anything with Mr. Negative, so I don't even think Mr. Negative's in the movie. My personal thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think he's in it at all. All right, let's go back here into number 4, and we're going to go back to Absolute Batman for this one, and this is the Dan Quintana Davis Ryder variant that was limited to 999 copies. I guarantee you there's 1,000 somewhere. This came out 2026. It's brand new. This is the big one of the bunch. Well, besides Amazing Spider-Man 129. $275 near mint was the last recorded sales value of this book. Most common is $301 for this book. This was hot and whatnot. It was a hot whatnot sales. It was number 1 for cover price. We have 7-day, 30-day sales of 41 and 44, which makes this book at a hype level at a high because it was number 1. It's a great cover. I love Dan Quintana's artwork, but there's no way I'm paying $300 for this comic book.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, no, it's like, it's cool, but like, okay.
Well, this goes back to what we talked about last week, right? With Whatnot.
Yeah, I guess if you had the chance to snatch it up right away, cool. But at this point,
well, that's kind of what happened, right? So they did the Whatnot sale. It was a Whatnot sale, and the Whatnot sale, the prices were driving up, and it goes back to the lawsuit that we talked about last week, where the price of the book is becoming more than what the actual value of the book should be. And again, price is subjective, right? It's all to the eye of the beholder, as they say. $300 for a brand new book, 1,000 copies. Where's it going to be in 2 or 3 years from now?
I don't know. Either it'll be remembered as a cool cover, or it just gets lost in the sauce.
Yeah, I think having access to the original artwork, because this is original art. This is not digital. That
Look,
to me is cool.
They were selling for $400 to $500 on Whatnot.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that is crazy. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, cool. Maybe there's some completionist out there that's really going to need this, but otherwise it's nice.
Yeah. It's a good way of spending money.
If you
got money to burn, why not?
I am not even going that far, because you know how I feel.
Well,
if you got
that's
money
how I feel.
to burn, there's so many other ways to go about it.
Well, that's the thing. There's modern art collectors, right? I'll give it to you. There is a marketplace for the modern comic books, which is fine. If that's what you want to collect, that's fine. Bear in mind, the investment value is huge risk. That's my only concern about these things. Like, I think these are beautiful, and if it was like $50, $75, maybe $100 at max, maybe it's considerable for me. But to go past a certain dollar amount, like $275, $300, $400, $500, there's so many books that have more significant impact to the comic book industry than this.
Watch out! You sound like me. You sound like
no,
me.
I don't. I've always said this. This is something I've always said.
I've always said that, and then people tell me, "Well, Cliff, why are you telling other people how to spend their money?"
No, I'm not telling no one how to spend their mony. There's modern comic collectives. I'll admit to that.
Yeah, and I'm just saying.
I'm
coming off close.
I myself.
You're coming off close.
But I myself am a modern art. modern comic collector. I do it. I buy my comics. I like buying modern comics. I enjoy it. I love buying comic book with beautiful art in it, regardless of the time frame it came from. However, I do have a scale. I personally have a scale where I'm willing to say I'm not going that far. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather work on getting the actual art for that kind of price.
Yeah, at that kind of right, exactly. At that kind, or get myself a nice commission at a show.
Yeah, exactly. Because I can get a commission, right?
Like, if you're going to spend $500, you could give it to Terry Dodson and get something amazing, or Adam Hughes, or that other guy like whose name is escaping me, or maybe Scott Ian. People, maybe Scott Ian. I'm just saying.
Scott Ian.
I'm just saying.
Shout out to Scott Ian.
Shout out to him, indeed.
All right, let's go at number 3. Now we're going to go into more Spider-Man Spec, starting with our first book, and that's Marvel Fanfare number 2. This book came out in 1982 for Marvel Comics. $5, very fine, was the last recorded sale. $11, fine is what it goes for. 111.9.8. Number 7 for CBSI. Number 4 for cover price. 7-day, 30-day, 63.69. You know the deal. Hype levels at a high. This is what many consider to be the first appearance of the Man Spider, or more importantly, the first cover appearance of Man Spider. So,
yeah,
I've said this a few times already. I find it hard that we're going to see Man Spider in the movie.
And yet, I don't. All signs point to getting a version of him.
But will it look this scary?
Okay, possibly not, but all signs point to we're going to get a version of.
Mm-hmm. That's where, like, I could see the 6-arm Spider-Man, which I don't know why that book's not in any list.
I know, right? Because I feel like we most definitely will see that.
Like Spider-Man 100, which is a tough book to get, to be honest with you. It's a key. It's a super key, right? It's a key that way. That's where the 6-arm Spider-Man shows up, right?
Yeah.
And it's an anniversary, issue as well. I never noticed it at first. If you look at the background, you can see there's the artist did some renditions in the back. I didn't even catch that at first. I like Marvel Fanfare. Marvel Fanfare is one of those comic books I just enjoy because it was kind of like it took a more adult approach to standard comics and superhero comics. They were definitely one-shot stories. It was kind of it was kind of like an anthology series. The series in itself was an anthology series, but each issue was a self-contained story.
And they were pretty strong.
They were pretty strong, and they were ad-free. If you remember, they were ad-free as well.
Yeah.
So that was something. It was kind of like a magazine, but it wasn't.
Yeah, because you paid a premium. You paid a premium.
Yeah, $1.25 in 1982. Think about that for a second. All right, quality. The paper quality was better.
Yep, back to stock.
Yep. So it was really cool. Yeah, I look at this comic book and I say, $5, I'll buy it. $10, I'll buy it. Maybe 15.
Yeah.
All right, it's cool.
And why not? It's easy to get a $5 copy.
Yeah, it's easy. Cool. So there you have it, number 3. Now let's go ahead with our next 2 books at number 2. I was shocked that this one came out number 2. I actually thought this was going to be number 1, and that's Amazing Spider-Man 134. We got here. It came out in 1974. Marvel Comics, $70 near its last recorded sales value of this book. Most common is $83 at a fine, 213 at 8.5. Trending list number 1 for Key Collect, number 2 for CBSI. 7-day, 30-day sales, 57 sales, 47 sales, 74 sales. My apologies. Hype levels at a high. This is a good example. We talked about the Dankin Unis cover when you could get this comic book for a fraction of the price.
Yeah.
And it features the first appearance of Tarantula, the character that cannot have any other type of pose.
Yeah.
Does he have another pose?
And again, right, because he looks the same way on Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man number 1.
And even in the trailer, we get him in the exact same pose.
Well, that was the point. The trailer has all sorts of let's mirror the comic.
Well, that's the funny part. It's like, was it an homage to 134? Or was it an homage to Spectacular?
Oh no, because of the yeah, it's an homage to this. It's an homage to this for sure.
Yeah. Tarantula. Yeah. when I first saw Tarantula, I liked him a lot. He was kind of like Venom before Venom, right?
A
Because he's
little,
supposed to
yeah.
be like the ant. He's supposed to be the
It was an
other verse.
anti-Spider-Man, yes.
Yeah. So, but he's a terrible character. I'm sorry.
I don't think he's super terrible.
He's not a good character, man. Name me one good tarantula story.
Okay. I really get. I like Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man as far as I can go. That's as far as I can go.
Well, name me one good tarantula story.
Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man #1.
Is that really about tarantula or is that about Spider-Man?
No, it's about Tarantula.
Cool. Also, this is I believe, the third appearance of the Punisher. So that's probably why this one has more hype. But I thought
that's also a thing in there.
Yeah, so that's also a thing. So you got a little bit of Punisher as well. We got Dale Suspense coming in, dropping in the emojis, the Spider-Man emojis. Awesome. All right, coming in at number 1, in case you haven't noticed it already, it is guaranteed. Oh, I went backwards. It is definitely Amazing Spider-Man, and this time it's $345. A beautiful Eric Larson cover, one of my favorites. 1991 from Marvel Comics, $35 and 9.4. Check that out, 9.4 for $35. This book goes for about $20 near mint, 131 and a 9.8. Number 2 for Key Collect, number 1 for CBSI, number 7 for cover price. 7-day, 30-day sales. We have 123 sales. That's awesome for a book this old. 147 within the last 30. Hype level is at a high. Another cover homage from the trailer. But I love this one because it's beautiful Eric Larson artwork. I said yesterday that I actually like Eric Larson's Spider-Man more than I like Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man.
And that's your prerogative.
Only because I feel like he took more liberties of exaggerating Spider-Man poses than Todd did. And that says a lot. But look at the corner box. No one has ever drawn Spider-Man doing that in that way. Now, to be honest with you, I've seen his work on Spider-Man recently. I'm not a big a fan of it as I am of this time period. So his time in the 90s, I like his 90s versions of Spider-Man more than I like his latter Spider-Man. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that he got lazy. I'm just saying I like it more here.
Okay.
Your silence is saying so much.
I'm a Bagley person. You know, it goes.
Bagley's another one. Bagley, to me, I feel like when he wants to draw, he draws amazing. But when he doesn't want to draw it, it doesn't come out good. Especially when it comes to his human faces.
I think that's about timing and deadlines, personally.
Yeah, because he is pretty quick in it. But I think that has to do with that, which I feel like quality over quantity.
Right, but again, you also do what you are assigned to do. You know?
He didn't have to. Well, keep that in mind. He was getting his paycheck, right? He was producing 2 books a month.
Yep. And
right?
That's very difficult for the average artist.
That is very difficult, period.
Yeah.
I think today it's a little easier because of digital. With digital, it becomes a little easier.
And I still think that's pushing it.
Oh no, it is pushing it, but guys like Dan Moore can knock it out the park and still produce covers.
Yeah. But again, Dan Mora's interior pages, right? It definitely cuts some corners compared to his covers and his splash pages.
Yeah, because he knows where the money's at.
Right, but he also knows how to do storytelling without not everything needs to be over the top every time.
Because it's digital, he might be able, like you said, cut corners. He might be able to take advantage of positionings, poses, and then things like that to kind of like move quicker. And because it's digital, it's easier for a colorist to just jump on in. You know what I mean? I think that's the advantage of digital comics today. I think guys like that, more who produces on a digital level, are great at doing it, because you get to see something that you don't normally see in the pencils, right? I'm still more of a traditional pencils guy. Uh, Me personally, it's hard to do digital, and I keep toying with it. I just don't understand how to do the right strokes and pencil line weight and things like that to make it work the way I want it to work. Um, like I can on traditional paper. Traditional paper, I know how to like do this, make this work, and stuff like that. Uh, Eric Larson, to me, is just going back to this cover. There's there's something about the way he does Spider-Man that I absolutely love, because you look at this image, if you really look at it, he's hardly drawing the anatomy correct. He's like a leg here, leg here. Let's put the upper body here. We don't even
I
have to do
know,
the
but
torso,
like, I mean,
but it works.
this is not very different from what McFarlane brought to the table.
Agree.
You know,
I
I
think
will say this: it is a good-looking cover.
yes.
You know, but of that era, of specifically that era of the 90s. This is actually when I started picking up Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
I'm giving it to Todd and I'm giving it to Mark Bagley.
Yeah.
And I remember I was 13, 14 meeting Mark Bagley and being like, oh my God, I love this. He goes, yeah, but I'm going to be leaving. I'm going to be leaving that book. I'm like, no, why?
Yeah. And again, I love Todd McFarlane's artwork. I have so many Todd McFarlane's, but there was something about Eric Larson during this time that I absolutely adore. You know what I mean?
I get
absolutely
it.
adore.
Listen, a lot of people feel that way. I'm not going to argue with it. You know, he definitely embodies that part of.
I think when it comes to mood, Todd takes it. When it comes to energy, I give it to Eric Larson. And with that being said, thank you so much. Let me know your thoughts. Which books do you have? Which books did you get picked up? Did you grab any of these? Share your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned to next week's ranking. Will it be Spider-Man dominated? Will we have any new books? Will there be a surprise C2E2 exclusive popping up? Notice we didn't get any MegaCon exclusives this week. Interesting indeed, right? So let us know, drop them in the comments, guys. With that being said, we have come to the conclusion of the show. Just as a reminder to everybody, if you are indeed going to C2E2, I will be there, and I'll be hanging out with the Cover Price team for a conversation with Jenny Frizen. I'll be there at 4 o'clock on Saturday in room, I think it's S402 or 5. No, it's an S. It's definitely an S. It's S402A. We're going to be giving out a free limited gift for those in attendance. So if you have the chance to go to C2E2, make sure you drop by, say what's up. I will be there all week. I'm going to be there on Friday and Saturday, but I got to run home on Sunday. Hopefully not have any problems with flights or anything like that. So fingers crossed on that one, guys. Cliff, what are you going to be doing next couple of days?
Tomorrow, I've got the community hangout with the Council of Comics at 8 p.m. At 9 p.m., I'll be on Heroes for Hire Club, and we're going to be reviewing The Substance. On Friday nights, I'm going to be over on Fable's channel, and we are going to be reviewing California, which I have not seen before. And Monday and Sunday, we're reviewing Tropic Thunder on the Council of Comics at 5 p.m. Sunday morning, I don't even know who my guest is. It's just happening.
It's not going to be me, I'll tell you that much.
It's going to be you. Monday, so Monday night, 8 p.m., the Council of Comics, and 9 p.m. over on PCP with Robbie, and we're going to be doing the entire Psycho franchise of films. And then oh no, totally fun. And then I'm back here with you next Tuesday.
We'll talk about C2, how C2E2 went. Yes. Let's see if we have any exclusive. I know the list is out already on Cover Price, so if you want to take a look at the list in C2E2, it's never finalized until the show actually happens. So bear in mind, but there are a lot already in the list. I'm more interested in what happened with the MegaCon exclusives. I don't see any MegaCon exclusives that really stood out. There was one that I know was a big deal. That was the glow in the dark Absolute Batman. Which
Yep.
now that I saw it, I was like, oh wait a minute, this is really cool because the cover itself is white, but when
Yeah.
you turn off the lights, you get to see the image, which is the Absolute Joker. So that was
Yeah.
pretty cool. But that book was going
No,
for
that
$300.
That one clearly they did, and I only realized it was a big deal because I saw somebody going live from the show while the signing was happening.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow, that's really neat. But yeah, like I mean, when we looked at those many MegaCon exclusives, I said I don't really care about any of them. I probably only want one or two, right? And overall, I thought 5 of them looked good. But as far as wanting them, like I want maybe 2, and I don't want them that bad. I don't feel like I missed anything.
Yeah.
And I think this game has gotten to a very precarious place. And let's see if people are going to rein it in or not come New York Comic Con.
Yeah,
Or
as
San
of
Diego.
right now, there's only 143 variants.
It's
that
not
are
only.
scheduled.
That's not. We don't put only behind 143 variants. Okay.
Well,
That is a
again,
lot.
it's probably going to triple or quadruple by the time we get to C2E2.
Which is that a good thing?
Well, that's all based on the retailers.
Right. Well, I'm going to tell you the market is very reflective, and I think they might be in for an unpleasant surprise.
Mm-hmm. There are some really cool ones already. I can tell you that looking at it, there is a Dork #1 that people are looking at. The Daredevil, the Lee Garbett Daredevil is going to be dropping, and that's going to be limited to 1,000. Daredevil #1. There's a Spider-Man Superman Spider-Man Superman books that are going to be dropping ahead of schedule as well.
Yeah. And not one of them is knocking my socks off.
Yeah, there's some Exquisite Corpses, of course, a whole bunch of Fame books. There's a really cool Fame book on Steve Austin. Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre has a cool one that I'm gonna reach out to those guys and be like, hey, I'm gonna stop by. Jenny Frison has a Hello Darkness cover. In fact, she has a few of them.
Yeah. I will give that to her.
There is also Flops doing a Hello Darkness. That's gonna be a big deal, I'll say.
Is it?
Flop seems to sell. Chuma Hill has an Invincible #1 that looks pretty cool. Martin Zavala has another Invincible #1 that's going to be cool. So I got to reach out to Martin.
I do love Martin. So
there is a Jenny Frison blind bag.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I need more details on that before I co-sign on it. You know, the Miko Suyan Amazing Spider-Man 25, like it's neat. You know, the Eom Knights of Comics Virgin foil of Batgirl 17. Cool if you didn't get the regular edition.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but again, not that big. Dork #1 from Big Time Collectibles, Ali Garza. I love Ali Garza. Mm-hmm. Okay. Again, do I need to fall over myself getting this? I don't know. The Lee Daredevil #1, very attractive.
Mm-hmm. Something's Killing the Children. They have blind bags as well, and there's going to be some really nice Jenny Frison Something's Killing the Children covers. 10 print corner box editions, blind bags. There's going to be a few blind bags here and there that I think I'm actually going to try to pick up as well. I am interested right now. That's what I have my biggest interest. There is a Thundercats by Alex Ross that's going to be out as well. And then of course a whole bunch of Vampirellas.
I am looking at some of these covers, and I am just my socks are firmly on. Okay.
DVH wants me to share the screen. All right, let me do that.
Martin knows what I'm talking about. Martin Stavala
Martin's the man,
an Invincible that pops.
That's the man. That's why.
Yes.
Friend of the channel, man. I was talking to the other. Okay, because DVH made the request, so we're going overtime right now, guys.
Overtime.
So we got a Sosa Micah which I've seen before.
Yep.
That's nice. Shout out to Soka. Alice Forever. We got Shibita. These Pokemon ones don't really do it for me, but I'm pretty sure they'll sell.
Yeah.
So we got some Miko. I
Yeah.
like this one.
And right, I like it. I don't need to spend $30 on it.
Eon. I've seen this one before, so now we got the Virgin. Greg Horn Virgin. So there's a couple of ones that we've seen. So these are the corner box blind bags. So they're gonna be Boom Studios is gonna be releasing corner box blind bags. So there's a few ones. So there's a Berserker one. There's a few there. Like we got the Dork by Alex Gaza.
Yeah,
I think that's from Big Time Collectible. The Daredevil, right? This is the Virgin.
It's pretty.
And yeah, so there's the trade is going to be a part of the blind bag sale. And this is a C2E2 exclusive, so you have to get it from the C2E2 booth. And then you have the Spider-Man Superman one. This is Alex Loanza. I like it. I don't love it, but I like it.
Yeah, again, I don't need to have it. Like I pre-ordered all the ones.
What about the Sakevich?
It's nice, but I don't need to have it.
Okay. Again, limited to $1,045. Ooh.
Yeah, again, see, like no, thank you.
And then we got a whole bunch of. I do like. I'm not a big fan of the Tidal Wave books, but I do like this Stone Cold one. Shout out go to Papa because Papa would have told me to pick this up in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
He's like, you gotta get me that book. Get me that book. And the thing is, it's coming from Collector Cave, so I know them. I know Collector Cave. Limited to 150. This book has the potential to sell, but because it's a Tidal Wave, you don't know. All right, and then there's the Flops corner box blind bag. So there's that one. The Florida Hippopotamus Scarface one. I thought this was cool. I'm most likely gonna pick this one up. I'm gonna talk to the guys on it. Ryan G. Brown has one as well. Shout out to Ryan.
See, I like
Joe
him and I want to support him.
Look at that, Lucas Meyer.
Yep. I do love me some Lucas Meyer.
Manuel Rodriguez.
Yeah.
We got another. This is Jim Hawk. I like it.
Oh, I like it a lot. Now, mind you, G.I. Joe and Transformers is not my wheelhouse. But if it were, and it is for a lot of my friends, these are ones that I see moving.
Rob Fat Sacks. And then we got some Jenny Frizzens, which are more the Hello Darkness. There's the color version as well. We have this one with the Wicked Witch, I believe.
Yeah.
And then these were hot last time. For the last convention, the Flops covers were really hot.
Yeah.
I'm giving away this one. I'm giving up the trade dress of this Hello Darkness. So that's actually part of the box here. And then we could go to the third one. Yeah, because it's right now. Then we got the Chuma Hill. I like the Chuma Hill one.
I don't need it.
It's a Whatnot one though. It's a Whatnot exclusive.
It makes me not care that much more.
I know you like David Nakayama.
I always enjoy Nakayama.
Daikwan.
I like this one. I feel like it's captured Omni-Man. I love Martin Zavala. I love it.
He killed it, right?
You see how this jumps off the page and how he captured that?
Yeah.
Martin. F yeah.
There's the Miko,
and look at the reflection of Omni-Man.
Detail, man.
Absolutely. Mwah, chef's kiss on this one.
Fang Young.
This is very pretty. Very pretty.
It is pretty. And she looks like McKenna Grace.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to our video that we did a couple of weeks ago with the Invincible casting crowd. You guys picked McKenna Grace. She looks like McKenna Grace here. All right. So we got another one here. This one's fine. It doesn't.
Right. Again, I am not going out of my way to pay $25.
Yeah. This was nice. I like this one.
Yeah, it's nice, but I don't know if I'm going on my way for $30.
What about this one?
Okay, this one I would be tempted.
$30.
I'll be tempted. Yes.
So here's the blind bags. The blind bags are going for $60 in the two books.
And there's 2 books in the blind bag. Process that, everybody. Process that.
$30 a book.
Yeah, process that.
But the Something's Killing the Children print is nice.
It's 10th.
And then we got some kaiju. Jonathan Uribe. Shout out to Jonathan. He's
It's
gonna
his
be
art book.
some Godzillas, some
Yeah.
Kants, Muffy the Pimp Slayer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mysteries of the Past.
Orbit, Birth of the Slasher, another pop kill.
A billion. I'm sure there's a billion more pop kills.
There, and these are some of the Power Rangers Prime corner boxes. From
Okay, you see, this is neat, and although this is not for me, it is absolutely for somebody.
You got the Superior Linkin Park. This is a rehashed image.
Yeah, again, not for me.
You got Legends of Gaming, taking a John Byrne with Shadow homage, and there's a red one. I like the way this one came out. Oh, look at all the other cuts. Shell Shock art book. These are all homages to the Turtles. Turtles sell well in cons. I will say that much.
They do.
They sell really well in the cons. Let's see. And there's the Something Killing the Children previews. So we got the flops corner box. Here's another one. This one is beautiful.
And again, that one is what? Just 30, I think?
No, this is part of the blind bag.
Oh, but it's exclusively in the blind bag? I guess it
Yep.
is.
It's exclusively in the blind bags.
Oh, that's problematic.
There's the black and white ones, and there's another one. When she does the greens and the purples, man, she does such a great job. You also have the John Boy one.
Oh.
This is the Davis Ryder 500. Ick Pop Sonya. That's a nice Sonya. Some Kua. Oh, wow. That took some work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Stoner Man. Dude, we have to get Popeye doing. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Victor Lopez, I'm sure you're a great guy, but no. Getting money. The Alex Ross. This is rehash artwork though.
Again, do I see a $55 price tag? Or is it my blindness is affecting me?
Oh no, it's $55.
Oh, it's $55. Okay. All right. Okay.
But it's rehash artwork.
Right. On top of, all right. I'm just saying. We're talking about on how we want to spend our money on things.
You got the David Bowie by Greg. Oh wow, Greg Horn. You killed it with this one.
Yes. I will give this to Greg Horn. Absolutely. Great job.
This is like a must-have if you're a Labyrinth guy.
Yeah.
Must-have.
It's a bit rough that this is a tidal wave thing because I'm not happy with them, but it is beautiful looking.
It is and check out the Virgin. Like, I think the Virgin will be better than the regular for this because this is where Greg Horn is at his best, right?
Yeah.
Here's this one, another.
Oh, hello. See, this is an art book. Whose art book is this?
This is Unbreakable art book by Shihanzan.
Yeah.
Kurisho. I'm not sure, from Black Horizon.
Okay.
$20.
I don't
regular.
And embossed foil is $50. I don't know this person, but this person knows how to choose a cover and sell.
And it's a connecting cover.
Right. Well, they don't connect, I don't think.
No, they should connect because look, they should connect. They probably don't, but you could put them next to each other.
Yeah.
And then you got the 101 Vampirellas that go along.
Exactly.
You got an X-Men of Apocalypse, Fan Young, and then this is the one that I was talking about.
Yeah.
$30. All right.
So again,
you're welcome, DVH.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, guys.
DVH will be in for G.I. Joe Transformers. And I see you, Larry. The blind $30 a book. That's what I'm saying, Larry. That's what I'm saying.
Guys, I will be seeing you at C2E2. If you're there, make sure you stop by and say hi. I'm going to see if I can bring some stickers along. I'm going to have to make them. But I could probably bring some stickers along. Maybe I should go back. Maybe I should go see you, Cliff, before I go to C2E2 get my stickers back. You still got a few, right?
I have a yeah.
You have a little stash there. There you
I
go.
have a little stash. I have a mini
All
stash.
right, guys, we'll see you in the future. Thank you so much. We love you. And next time, Excelsior.
I think this is it. I think you're about to go home. Okay. Look, thank you.
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 Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I never said thank you. And you'll never have to.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I guess I'll see you.